Sitten toi kuvaa teitä. Hello Europe and greetings from Turku, Finland, the home of Science Battle. It's my honor to welcome you all to the first ever EC2U Science Battle at the European Researchers' Night. I'm sure that we are going to experience something fun, unique and surprising tonight. A fun-loving science event. So watch out, you might even laugh today. So there might be fun, science, and even laughter in the same sentence and in the same event. You might think that that might not be the most common combination, but after tonight, you are sure going to think differently. My name is Tiia Enges, and I'm your host here in Turku. Science Battle was actually invented here at the University of Turku in 2016 for the Researchers' Night. The idea behind this event is that we want to give everybody a glimpse to the world of researchers and science. What will a researcher do when he or she faces a new dilemma? Or even better, what does a group of scientists do when they are facing art questions? And art questions, that is something that we are going to have tonight. We needed your help also for gathering those odd questions, and thank you for that help. We asked people in every EC2U Alliance city, Coimbra, Yasi, Jena, Pavia, Pattier, Turku, and Salamanca, that what should our researchers solve tonight? Because they are our Vikings of facts, lords of logic, and soldiers of science. They tackle any question. I'm sure of that. At least our team here in Turku, right? And we got a lot of questions, a whole lot of good questions, very good. Some even a bit odd, so we are going to have those odd questions. But without further ado, we are going to move to France to meet our friends at the University of Pattier. This is Turku calling. Hello, Emma.
Thank you, Tiia. And hello, ciao, and moikka to everybody here with us online and at each location around Europe. I'm Emma Cruz, and I am your host here at Pattier University. So you might be wondering what combines these 7 universities and 7 cities. Well, EC2U stands for the European Campus of City Universities. This alliance is coordinated by the University of Pattier, and the aim is to create a multilingual joint campus. The model is based on openness while strengthening the links not only between the 7 universities, but also between their students and the citizens of each city. Social and cultural projects are at the core of this initiative, and the Science Battle is a fabulous way to connect and learn from one another. The 2021 Science Battle is the first time that 3 universities will be competing together. Pavia in Italy, Turku in Finland, and of course, Pattier here in France. Thank you, Turku, for inventing this innovative game. We are all really excited to participate in this first European edition. And next year, the teams from the universities of Coimbra in Portugal, Lassi in Romania, Jena in Germany, and Salamanca in Spain will compete. Then, in 2023, the winners from each precedent competition will battle to win the final. Now, we are here at the Maison des Étudiants, or the Student Union, if you will, the hub of all cultural activities here at the University of Poitiers. And to kick off with a few facts about the universities competing today, this university is one of the oldest universities in Europe. Today, there are over 30,000 students and staff from all over the world, making Pattier the student with the largest and the highest student-citizen ratio in France. Pattier has even won the award again this year as the best student campus in France. So come to Poitiers. Now, Turku, what can you tell us about your university? It's okay.
Big community of 25,000 students and staff, and we are located at the southwestern coast of Finland. We have 8 faculties here, faculties of education, humanities, law, medicine, science, social sciences, technology, and Turku School of Economics. We aim to build a sustainable future with multidisciplinary research, education, and collaboration. And Turku is also a real city of students. Almost every 4th person living in Turku is a student in a higher education institution.
And welcome also on my behalf. I am Andrea Zatti, your host here in Pavia. And as you can see, I'm not alone today. I'm with my colleague, Agnese Marchini, who will be with me along the whole event today. But first, let me make sure that you know that today's science battle is taking place here in one of the world's oldest academic institutions. Indeed, the University of Pavia was founded in 1361, and until the 20th century has been the only university in the region of Lombardy where we are. Today, it's a multidisciplinary university which covers all the subject areas: science and technology, science engineering, life sciences, humanities, and social science. And it's composed of 18 departments offering study programs at all levels. Every year, more than 900 professors, including researchers, and 25,000 students are teaching and attending classes here. The university is an active promoter of research in collaboration with the world's most prestigious academic institution. It has created 7 research centers based in Pavia. Finally, let me underline how the characteristic of the University Pavia is strongly related to the spirit of the EC2U initiative. Pavia is really a city campus, since it offers students a unique experience well embedded in the city, and through the 20 university colleges that are largely interconnected with the administrative structure of the university. But now I want to leave the floor for a very important initial phase, since Agnese will explain to everybody the rules of the game.
Yes, are you ready? First thing, let's enjoy. Even though we all love science and believe in the search of truth, we also dare to have fun. So, the teams have given time to solve the problem sent by audience. Teams have 2 series of lifelines. Phone a friend, ask the audience, and enable web. 2 series of each lifeline for the whole match. Yes, Andrea is showing the lifelines. So the judges are omnipotent and give points according to their will. Most important thing is not always the end result, but the reflection made along the way. So you can get points for a good answer, great reasoning, humorous humor, or otherwise just an entertaining show. We have 4 judges: Professor Maria Josefa Garcia Sirac from University of Salamanca, Professor Carlos Fiolhais from University of Coimbra, Dr. Franziska Husky from Jena University, and Associate Professor Christian Tupalak Alexandru from University of Iași. And by the way, we have agreed to use their first name. So Maria Josefa, Carlos, Franziska, and Christian. All judges have points from 1 to 10. Also, all of you who are watching the science battle, either here in the room with me or on the internet, may give points to the answers. After each question, the members of the audience on the spot will raise their hand for the winner, and people who will watch this online may participate in the poll. The teams will get points from each audience section. 3 points for the winner, 2 for the second, and 1 point for the third. Altogether, a team might get from the audience maximum of 12 points. So votes from judges and audience is 52 altogether. Understood? And for the audience, so the audience is really interacting in this science battle because the audience can still leave questions. People here in the room, we have a box here where you can leave your questions to the researchers. And we will select the best questions for the second half of the battle. So please give your inputs in this box. For the audience, this is the first European edition. So let's go over the rules together. Each university has a team of scientists from a variety of fields that participate in order to show how they cooperate to tackle the questions. The teams are given a limited time frame to answer questions that students have suggested. So thank you to all of you who sent in questions, because we can't wait the researchers to struggle with your questions. And in order to even the most difficult questions, as I told you, we can give them 3 possibilities of using lifelines. Phone a friend, as I said before, phone a friend, ask the audience, or enable the web twice. So that's it. We are ready.
Okay. It's time to start. The ballot is finally arrived. So let's introduce our teams. And of course, we start here from Pavia. Here, so comes our first contestant, Francesca Sanguinetti.
Woo!
Postdoctoral research fellow at the Department of Economics and Management. And we have asked to all the contestants to bring one with them, one item. So we ask to Francesca, which is your item and what will be, how it helped them for the game.
Hello, my item is a globe, as you can see, and well, I am a researcher in international business and management, so I thought that this would help. And you know, it's always fun to play a little bit with the ball.
Okay, thank you, Francesca.
Thank you, Francesca. And please welcome computer engineer Tullio Facchinetti. Woo!
So, which is your item?
My item are the poi. They're used for juggling, and I took them to entertain the colleagues.
Okay, thank you, Tullio.
Next one is a theoretical physicist, Dr. Alessandro Bacchetta. Woo! Hi, Alessandro. What's your item?
So this is a mug full of physical constants, universal constants, because we physicists believe that in the equation of physics, there is the answer to everything. The problem is to find it out. So, but I hope it will happen.
Very smart. Thank you, Alessandro.
Okay, and now Francesca Guma, professor of philosophy. Okay, Francesca. Hello. Hello. And what is your item?
My item is my first motorcycle helmet. I chose it because when I traveled and I saw some beautiful places with kit in my head, I feeling free. So I want to remember us that it is important to think with an open mind.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Francesca. And now, Rachele Di Giuseppe, postdoctoral in biochemistry and food science. So, welcome, Rachele. And also to you, what is your item?
I don't know what it is exactly, but I think it should be useful to release stress.
Yeah. We agree with you. Thank you, Rachele. We hope that at least.
Good luck. Then, last but not least, Dr. Mattia Giglio, postdoctoral fellow at the Department of Earth and Environmental Sciences. Mattia, what's your item, Mattia?
So I brought my coffee cup. This has been on my desk in my very first day at PhD. And so I brought it to help me keep focused.
Coffee is always a good idea. Thank you.
So I think
Then
we
I
need
think-
to
yeah.
leave the floor to Pattier to introduce the team. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Hi,
Pattier,
Pattier.
that's to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Pavia. Thank you very much. Obviously, this event here for us would not be the same without our team Poitiers, our team of researchers here. So please welcome Team Poitiers. I'm sure you're all clapping behind your screens on Zoom. Woo! Okay, so our first researcher is Dr. Paul Decuit. He is a postdoctorate in signal processing. So Paul, what item do you have with you today?
Hello, everyone. With me today, I bought this game. It's an open source card game about climate change with figures from the ICCP reports. And it's a game about climate change. So I love games and it's about science. So I love this very much.
So it could be very useful. Let's
Maybe.
hope so.
Let's hope so.
Okay,
Thank
thank you. Thank you very much. Okay, and next we have Clement Gordon. He is a PhD student in chemistry.
Hello,
Hello, so what is your item?
it is tri shows, and I chose this item because I won 10 kilometers on the mountain, and but today not a sport competition, but
Do
I
they
tried to make my brain on the competition.
your
Yeah.
brain work? And do
Yeah,
they
yeah, yeah.
smell good?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
of course,
good.
of course, yeah. Okay, thank you very much. And next we have Dorata Alexandra Zigaldo, PhD student in language didactics. Thank you very much. And what's your item?
I have kazoo because I'm a musician in my free time. So maybe we'll try to make some music as well. I hope so.
Yeah, okay. Yes, it's Eurovision here in Poitiers. Okay. And next we have Marie Bernardo. She is a PhD student in psychology. Aha.
Hi,
So, yes, what do you have?
I take Brenda, my assistant, and I think we have never enough gray matter, so
So you have some extra.
yes.
Okay, very cunning. I hope that gives you lots of help. Okay. Thank you, Marie. So next we have Dr. Freddy Jean Richard, teacher, researcher in ecology. What do you have with you today?
My item is a puppy.
Ah,
Where
yes.
it's written stop pesticides.
Cool.
And I think it's a worldwide issue for our biodiversity and our health too. So if we stop pesticide, the first country that do that would be the winner.
Yeah, okay, good idea. So I think the next science battle is between every country in the world, which country can stop pesticides first. That's, yeah, okay, good. And last, of course, not least, we have Dr. Alexei Avdiv, teacher researcher in anthropology.
Ooh. Hi, Emma. Hi, everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So about that unicorn, because it's the symbol of my faculty in Poitiers. We have that beautiful unicorn on the roof.
Yes.
The Hôtel Fumé that everybody knows here.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yes, in the center. Yes. The center of the world. Yes. Thank you very much, Alexei. Okay, so now let's hear about the team in Turku.
Thank you, Emma. And now we are going to meet Team Turku. They are our soldiers of science tonight. First, we are going to meet Kimmo Elo, who is a senior researcher at the Center for Parliamentary Studies. Welcome, Kimmo.
Thank you very much.
You also brought an item. What did you bring?
This is a small bird made of glass, handmade merge, given to me by my parents when I was a young boy. It has been through a lot of things with me during my life, so I think this is an experience. It should also experience.
Okay, so it's also a bit of like a lucky charm.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Aki Koponen, who is a research director at the Center for Collaborative Research at the Turku School of Economics. Did I get it right?
Yes. So
good. And what did you bring?
Huge sunglasses.
Of course. Very important.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that the ideas and the minds are so bright here that at least somebody will need to wear them tonight.
Yeah, and it's important to save your eyes.
And they are also really cool, right?
Yeah. Researching is cool. Excellent. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then we have Teija Koskela, working as a university research fellow at the Department of Teacher Education. Welcome, Teija. What did you bring?
I have this very important part of research. Nothing will happen in research without this. This is that famous deadline.
Exactly. Deadlines are important. Welcome.
Thank you.
And then Johanna Latva, who is a PhD student in ethnology, I believe. Yes. Welcome. What did you bring to help you?
This handbook of Finnish folk culture, written by Ilmar Talve, our first professor of ethnology in the University of Turku.
Okay, and of course you're going to be so fast with solving the problems that you have time to read.
Yes,
in the between.
of course.
Yes, exactly. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then we have Emilia Beaujo, adjunct professor at the Institute of Biomedicine. Welcome, Emilia. I believe your item is behind me. This is interesting.
I bought this because I think seeing is believing. So I couldn't bring you a full-blown microscope here. So I brought this device to see electricity. And it's actually a really cool science device.
Yeah,
that
so
is
quite cool.
For now.
Welcome.
Thank you.
And then our last contestant is Veli-Matti Westerinen, a university lecturer at the Department of Chemistry. Welcome. What is your item?
Well, I thought on science end I'm more of a collaborative guy than someone who goes to battle with my opponents. But in my free time, I play tabletop role-playing games. So I decided to bring a handbook as well. So Player's Handbook from Dungeons and Dragons. So the dragons in France and Italy get ready to be slayed.
Yeah, he has a handbook for that.
We have the handbook.
Yeah, welcome. Go to your cube, our contestants, because now we are going to start. Just a second that our team is going to be in their places. So now we have met all our three beautiful teams. Are you ready? Is everyone ready here? Because now we are going to start. The first question is, of course, a very, very easy and interesting question. So, contestants, is it possible to explain on a scientific basis the existence of cryptids? For example, Bigfoot, Yetis, Loch Ness Monster, Chupacabra, and so on. You have 7 minutes time to find an answer or start the process of solving the mystery. 7 minutes. And remember, you have 3 kinds of lifelines. You can phone a friend, ask the audience, or enable the web. And here we go. Ready, steady, go.
Niin arvioidaan ensin kysymys. Niin. Mä mietin vain sitä, että niinku
Si potrebbe anche focalizzare l'attenzione che non tutto quello che si vede, che si può osservare, è qualcosa che esiste. Ciò lo possiamo trovare anche nella fisica, ad esempio. Non è che tutto quello che esiste noi lo possiamo osservare. Gli osservabili, e quindi anche ciò che esiste all'interno della realtà, non sono per forza cose che tu puoi vedere. Questo, ad esempio,
l'assenza di evidenza
non è una prova di non esistenza.
Esatto.
Assenza di vabbè, però
The lack of evidence is not
question is
an
either yes
evidence
or no.
about science.
Anche il pubblico può pensare, perché loro potrebbero chiedere aiuto al pubblico.
Come si potrebbe?
Come dimostrare?
So is there a scientific way based on observation, based on, well, catching a thing?
And what is a sufficient amount of evidence in this case?
Yeah.
I think the easy and right way would be that they are cultural objects in themselves, and the existence of cultural objects can be explained by science.
Okay, if we can try, for example, to say that if it's just about saying that they are creatures in the literature, so it's easy to say that they exist in the literature.
Yeah, but that's boring as well. Yeah.
But what is existence?
But in that way, it would be possible to explain. That,
Cultural myths.
Yeah, the myths.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You had this book, not me.
Yeah, I had the book. Yeah,
Yeah.
It comes to, but for those I would need the Dungeons Master book or the Monster Manual for those.
Yeah, which one did you bring now?
I brought the player's handbook. So
Oh, damn.
If they would,
Okay.
how do you
Okay.
play those things? I'd be
Yeah.
all willing to go for it.
But I mean, if we wanted to have evidence, like for proper existence, like physically existence, then we would, what kind of evidence would that be? Would it be a photo, or would it be or first person testimonial? Repeat.
Our team has started in quite an innovative way, I have to say.
Here than everywhere
what's
else.
the situation there in France, Emma? What's
DNA.
going on?
DNA.
So
Oh.
everything's moving very fast here.
Yeah, of a Loch Ness.
Everything's obviously well underway with our dragons. Clearly, we are heading for winning. This we're gonna nail it. Ah. Hein? Attends. What did you say? Oh, I gave it to them, and I've shown the people here. Oh, yeah, I know. But maybe we could write it on the Zoom. We could write it on the Zoom. That would have been good. No. Yes. Oh, okay. So everything is obviously going very well here in Poitiers. I'm just passing the translation of the question over to some of our viewers here. And the dragons are fighting very hard here. Clearly, our dragons are going to win. Just thought I'd say that. And just to remind our viewers online, you can send questions and encouragement via the chat. And if you want to comment, please remember the hashtag EC2U Science Battle. So obviously hashtag EC2U Science Battle. Okay, so now to Pavia.
attraverso un metodo scientifico.
Okay, now in English.
For the not existence, because
Esatto.
Yes, the lack of
You don't have to demonstrate the existence, but the way to demonstrate if it exists or not.
Exactly, it is possible. It doesn't mean that we can do it,
So
but
the
it is
scientific
possible.
method you can use. Do we
Yeah.
have to write
Okay,
down
but
the
it's-
scientific
Yeah,
method?
through the
That is-
scientific method is possible. Whether they exist or not, that's not a
This is
problem.
not the question,
Esatto.
but it is possible in principle to show, to prove, or to explain.
To reject,
check the existence or to reject it.
to reject or not reject
But we
whether
have to-
they exist or not.
But we have to make some example, I think. We have to give some.
I mean, it's not say they
In the-
exist.
No, but
So
at least
basically-
how we would go about
Or
just to check for one.
An
Like the
example
wheat
in the
powder.
literature, for example, in Il mastino di
from
Baskerville,
movies,
in
from the-
Sherlock
from
Holmes,
movies, from books.
Sherlock Holmes.
Sherlock Holmes.
In the
Or
literature,
like,
But
the
in the literature, but we
gravitational
need
waves,
scientific
where,
basis. On scientific basis means we
you
might have.
lack of equipment to detect them until you have the equipment
Okay.
to detect it. So maybe
Yes.
we just don't have the equipment to.
We need
Okay,
to do an
but this is
exploratory
not a
study.
proof. So, I mean, you can say we don't have the equipment, so we cannot show it now, but we will in the future.
Mhm.
But if someone convinces you that it's not possible, so.
Well, it is possible to explain whether they exist or not. So you go, you check whether they exist or they do not exist. So
Che non
we
è una
will
domanda.
have, we might have in the future potential materials or
Abbiamo
machineries.
30 secondi.
Ok, e poi,
Fai tu.
poi chi?
Tu
Io
come
continuo.
portavoce?
And also, it's not only the if they exist or not, but once
But
we
the method.
give for granted that they exist, then we can explain scientifically their existence. Yes, this is possible. I mean, for instance, if we show that the Bigfoot exists.
I mean, the point is that
then-
we believe in the scientific method.
So we still have 1 minute left.
To apply
Yes.
observation and those kind of things.
Quindi fondamentalmente possiamo parlare in italiano.
Ok.
Yeah.
10 seconds.
So the time is
5,
going to expire.
4,
so-
3, 2, 1. Stop.
Okay.
Time is over, guys.
Yeah. So starting here from Pavia, you have 1 minute to present your answer. So Alessandro is coming for the first time, so
Okay.
great responsibility. So present your answer in 1 minute.
Okay, so it was very tough. The first question, the first team. So we hope to get it right and to convince the audience. Is it possible to explain on a scientific basis? And our answer is yes. Yes, because we are all scientists and we believe that with science we can do everything. So yes, this is the starting point. However, we were not very much able to justify this, but okay. So first, we think that there is a logic way to show it, because the lack of evidence that they don't exist is not a proof that they don't exist. So we have already a logic argument on our side. Then the question here tells us if it is possible to explain their existence, which doesn't mean to prove their existence. So we give for granted that someone else proves the existence, like of the Bigfoot. And then if they tell us that the Bigfoot exists, then we will be able to explain its existence by scientific method. We are sure of this, if someone proves their existence. And last but not least, okay, we think that scientific investigation can answer this question. For instance, in the case of the Loch Ness monster, we think that the proper scan of the lake has to be able to show the existence of the monster or not. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Alessandro, to the whole team. And so let's hear the team of Turku.
Thank you, Pavia. So Veli-Matti, it's your turn. Tell us your answer.
I think I brought the wrong book, because this would have demanded the monster manual, not the player's handbook. But we approached this
pretty much from the same direction. Is it is it possible to prove anything or the existence of anything? I think there are sort of varieties on it, but we approach it. We can see the entities, these entities as physical entities or cultural entities. And for cultural entities, we can sort of prove their existence or see that their existence can be found by oral histories from stories and so on. These are not that sort of interesting, because more interesting is how they affect our behavior. And on that we can find answers maybe here. We face them and we want to slay them. And this is connected also to the physical entities, because if we want to sort of prove their existence or see if it's possible to prove their existence, we would need to find some evidence also there. And we need, for physical entities, we need physical evidence. So photos, DNA, observations, videos. But on the end of it, when something exists, something living exists, and we want to prove that it exists, then we need to kill it and put it on display somewhere. So that's the only proof we can have. So is it possible? Yes, as long as we can kill it and put it on display somewhere.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, we'll need this for that.
Okay, thank you. Smart people here in Turku. Let's move on to Pattier.
In Turku.
Okay, thank you very much. As a Scottish person, I'd just like to say, if you kill Loch Ness, there's going to be real problems. Anyway, so to Team Pattier, you have 1 minute.
Thank you very much. So for us, it's very obvious that this kind of cryptids can be explained by science, because it's actually the role of science to investigate what we don't know. And in fact, if you take some biology example, there's always some norm and some variation. And when you're out of the variation, sometime maybe you can be considered as cryptids. But there's also an anthropologic point of view that I will let Alexis explain.
Yeah, from an anthropological point of view, we can say that the cryptid, they exist in the cultural representation of people. So if you find, for example, a unicorn, just let me know.
Okay. So now we want to know your votes, dear audience. People online, please vote with the poll. And people here present, please raise your hands. So if you could raise your hands for Team Pattier. And then raise your hands for Team Pattier.
No.
Gilles, put your hand up. And then don't raise your, of course, sorry. Raise your hands for Team Turku. Strangely, nobody raised their hands here for that. Now, let's hear a few words from our judges. Can you introduce yourselves and then give us your impressions on our team's responses, please? We'll start with Carlos, then Eonut, then Francisca, and then Maria, please.
Yes, hello, my name is Carlos Filhais. I'm professor of physics at the University of Coimbra. Coimbra is in the middle of Portugal. This is one of the oldest universities in Europe. It was founded 1290, long ago. So I'm very happy to be part of this funny competition. So regarding the first question, it is the problem of the cryptids. So Carl Sagan, the great science communicator, said once that that extraordinary things require extraordinary proofs, and we don't have the proof. So proof is the key concept. I will give 8 points to the Turku because to the Turku team, because I think that's funny, the distinction, that's interesting, the distinction between cultural object and physical objects, and he emphasized the role of science, and he was playing about killing the Loch Ness. This is a note of humor. I'll give 7 points to the Pattier, so the role of science was well explained, but in a little excessive way, because science is not the only tool. Science does not explain everything. It's impossible for science to be the only thing in our life. And finally, 6 points to Pattier. It was a short presentation by two people, and I think something was not said. So thank you very much.
Okay, I think it's my turn now. Hello, everybody. Okay, great. Hello, everybody. My name is Yanut Topala. I'm representing here Alexandria Cuza University of Iași. We are the oldest and one of the top 5 universities in Romania. I myself, I'm dealing with experimental physics, and I really enjoyed the way all teams constructed the answers, but I will offer both teams, Pattier and Turku, 8 points. This is because they really touch the cultural versus physical entities in human mind, in humans' minds. And I will give only 7 points to Pattier, although they stick to science. Yeah, science needs proofs, but sometimes we need also various approaches. Great answers, all teams.
Franziska.
Yes, hello everyone. Greetings from Jena.
Have the results from the online? Have they sent them to you? Yeah.
Sorry. Okay. So hi, I'm Franziska. I'm from University of Jena. I'm a postdoc in bioinformatics. And from my side, I give 7 points to Turku, 8 points to Pavia, and 9 points to Pattier.
We love you! Okay, and Maria.
Hello, everyone. Can you see me? Okay, yes. Hello from Salamanca. I'm really excited to be here. My punctuation is the following. I give 7 points for Turku. I give 8 points for Pravia. I like a lot of mise en scène for Pattier because I give them 9 points. Thank you.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Thank you, all the judges except for one. You are awesome. Okay, so the results from the audience online. Can I have those? Is anybody going to whisper in my ear what the results online are? Wow, we are first. Well, I don't care about the others. What were the others? Sorry, I'm joking. Pavia, second. Pavia, third. Turku, second. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so to Pavia.
Okay, thank you to the judges. This was just the starting, but we are very motivated to do it better now. Second question now. So pay attention, please. This is the third one. Do blind people dream in color? For this, you have just 3 minutes. Go.
Vai. Giulio, how do blind people dream in color? I don't know.
È diventato cieco dalla nascita? No. No, esatto. Se uno è diventato cieco successivamente, probabilmente. Okay. Esatto. Okay. Il punto è che non lo sapremo. Ah no, in realtà ce lo possono dire.
No, però quindi la parte creativa.
Parte creativa. Ma il problema è che se cieco dalla nascita non riesce neanche a concepire cos'è il colore, né tanto
infatti, però
gli oggetti oltre il suo reach.
Quindi però deve esserci qualcosa di più creativo
al nostro box.
No, ma siamo
color
if there is a
Dove ci sono?
Qualcosa del tipo it depends
No,
when
queste
he
sono
was
proprio
born.
abbiamo proposte
Non so,
loro.
penso alla TV colori, ma non può essere.
Però, before, if it is, you mean a boomer,
Ma siete sicuri?
No,
che i colori...
Grande, possiamo farlo.
Allora,
Siamo sicuri che i colori possano
è una
essere solo
veloce.
video? Io avevo sentito, però non mi ricordo più, che c'era sta domanda, non è proprio una cosa nuova, però purtroppo non me la ricordo, che avevo già sentito. In realtà la risposta era che in parte
Ok.
sì, perché potevano percepire
2
il
minuti
colore in
mancanti.
altri modi, a livello immaginativo, ad esempio.
bella, facciamo.
Cioè, il colore non era, sì, perché un colore a volte ha anche, no, che mi sembrava potesse avere anche qualcosa di diverso, non mi ricordo se a livello di temperatura o a livello comunque...
le due cose, diciamo
Sì.
secondo noi chi è
So, quindi,
dalla nascita,
so this
Forse a livello
very short,
biologico...
so let's move straight to Poitiers
Yeah.
to see how it's going with their team. So Poitiers, the lines to you.
Okay, there's a lot of gesticulating going on. I can definitely feel the pressure here in the dome. Can see them. It's a difficult question. So there's a lot going on and we don't have a lot of time. So I believe we're going to go straight to Turku and see what's going on over there.
Dov'è il time?
Mitä nyt vastataan?
Okay, this is in English. You're online.
Allora, in principle, quella è la parte measured, but I don't know the answer.
O la percezione di diversi...
Come anche quando sai quelli che fanno
Baby
riescono a
boomer.
percepire, mentre entrano dentro le stanze buie e toccano, magari camminano a piedi nudi sulle parti e riescono a percepire le sensazioni, quindi anche magari qualcosa a livello di sensazione.
If we can define...
No, anche i cicli della nascita si portano dentro attraverso le sensazioni che provano a livello immaginativo.
Non dalla nascita.
Non dalla nascita.
Esatto.
E tipo colore.
E tipo colore. Per l'ultima è una cosa tipo but pay attention. If you're a baby boomer,
I can answer something.
born before the 50 TV color, I think.
No, poi before the TV colors came.
Baby boomer, no, aspettate, però baby boomer li abbiamo raccolti.
The researcher is asking, do you see a red car in your dream?
But I mean,
He's not understanding what is red.
5,
5,
4,
4, 3, 2,
1.
1.
Speak about
Aika on loppu.
part of the brain out.
Time is over!
Okay. Now it is Turku's turn to start. The time is up. All right. So.
So the answer is that in principle, we could know this answer. So if we would have people look at different kind of images, experience color, and then we could measure it by brain imaging. But then again, I don't know the answer to that experiment. So I've been hearing people dreaming in color. I personally dream only in black and white. So I don't know exactly whether or not it's true from my perspective. But I would say that the answer is, I don't know, but we can find out.
That's a good answer. Thank you. And now to where we are going, Pavia.
So who's going to give the answer? Our engineer, Tullio. Go, Tullio, there.
Okay, I think we have a very elaborated answer that starts by saying that we think that if someone was born already blind, probably he doesn't know about the colors. So he can hear about the colors while he grows up, so he or she can learn what the color means in the physical world. On the other hand, if someone is blind but was not birthed as a blind man, as a blind woman, probably he has already the knowledge about the colors, so he can dream in colors. On the other hand, we think about that it really depends on the, let's say, the sensibility and imagination of the person, because even though he is blind, but he can feel, try to understand people telling him about colors, probably he can learn about colors. And finally, we have this comparison with, think about that you have born when the TV was black and white. So you just watch TV's black and white, and you not know that you can see the TV in colors, right? But then the TV with colors arrives, and you learn that the TV can be with colors. So probably the same situation may happen to the people that doesn't know how to deal with colors in their mind, and then they develop the way to deal with colors in their mind.
Thank you, Pavia team.
Thank you. Okay, so for us here in Pattier, we have Dorota who's going to give the answer.
Yes, so our answer is like blind people since birth, they can't dream in color, but they dreaming with other senses, like for example, touch or sounds. But people who lost their view after, they can dream in colors, but with some time they can like forget about it, and they have different senses they will develop. But also we would like to say something about synesthesia, like colors. It's not only the thing that we can see, but for example, we can hear it. In music, we have this theory. A lot of people, they can see sound as a color. And after that, we can see like color. We have a lot of colors in our voices or colors in love. So color can be everywhere.
Wow. Okay. We're learning so much. Okay, brilliant answers from everyone. Obviously, the best here, clearly. And now for votes from the audience. So once again, if you're online, please go to the poll online. And if you're here in the studio, obviously only vote for Poitiers, so I don't really know. No, I'm joking. Okay, so who wants to vote for Pavia?
Pavia.
Wow, one person for Pavia. Okay, here for us. Don't know about you. Who wants to vote for Poitiers? Am I allowed to vote? Can I vote? I'm voting. Okay, and who's voting for Turku? Voila. Good. Okay, and so now over to our judges once again. If we can have first Ionut in Iași, Romania, with comments and obviously your points. Then Francisca in Jena, Germany. Then Josefa in Salamanca, Spain. And finally, Carlos, because of enough said, in Coimbra in Portugal.
Hello, hi again. Very, very nice answers from all teams. They addressed pretty much everything. So color, born color, or damage after birth. Maybe something should have been addressed also about the visual cortex. Anyway, I will give maximum 9 points to Pavia. They had a very dense answer, very well addressed. And 8 points to Pattier. They also addressed that blind people can be since birth or damage afterwards. And this parallel with colors in music, it's really nice. And I will give 8 points to Turku, although they had a real scientific answer. I don't know, but I could find out. If you support my scientific project, I will sure find out. Great. Thanks for all teams.
Good answer. Francisca.
So again, from my side, I would give 8 points to Turku and to Pavia and 9 points to Poitiers.
Okay, Josefa.
I give 7 points for Turku, 8 points for Poitiers, and Julio, you've convinced me. I give 9 points for Pavia.
Okay, thank you very much to our judges. Thank you. And so the results, the winner for this question is Pavia, then us, second place, and Turku, third place.
I have
okay.
to vote yet.
Yeah.
Oh, and well, obviously, sorry, I forgot Carlos.
Okay, so I'll give 7 points to Turku. The answer, I don't know, is very honest. And 8 points to both Poitiers and Pavia because they explained the difference between being born with and being born with the problem or without it. Okay.
Okay, I think Carlos, yeah, Turku still won. Carlos, like you a bit more now. Okay, so I believe we're going to question 3. And the question is, how many mirrors do I need as a minimum, and how should they be placed to see my reflected image more than 100 times? For this question, you have 6 minutes. And of course, don't forget, teams, don't forget that you have your 3 lifelines: phone a friend, ask the audience, or enable the web. Yeah, c'était très compliqué comme question. Donc, quel est le nombre minimum de miroirs nécessaires et comment doit-il être placé pour voir mon reflet plus de 100 fois?
E qual è il numero minimo di...
C'est pas évident, hein?
Che
Ça bosse ici. It's working.
servono per riflettere
yes.
immagini più volte.
Okay, and I think for everybody in your rooms, yes, in your cubes, you might have some useful little props. They certainly do here, so. Okay, it's working hard here in Pattier. You can see them with their mirrors.
Concorrenti che rispondono, vi ricordo anche che
So there's going to be some tests going on if I put one mirror here and another mirror here, and I wonder if anybody else has got any mirrors to help them out with. Are we allowed to cheat? I've got a few mirrors.
Parlano di sostenibilità. Aspetta che
no cheating.
Col loro nome, che vogliamo ringraziare per essere qui.
And I'm trying to think of mirror things to say. Of course, yes, mirror, mirror on the wall, EC2U is the prettiest alliance of them all. That's good, wasn't it? And there's a summer school for you all in Iași in Romania. Bună ziua. I'm hoping that's how to say hello in Romania. And any minute now, we're going to be going over to Turku. Is that about the good moment? Okay, so over to Turku.
We go straight to our cube here in Turku. They are using the mirrors and having an exercise break, I believe.
Nyt sitten näin. Tuossa, koska se pitää saada vähän.
You are online, so please switch to English again.
Mä luulen, että jos siihen menee kato väliin vaan ja käyttää tätä.
Turku team, please switch to English.
Okay.
We need to find the line.
We need the third one.
How many?
Okay. Hyvä kyky.
3 onnistuu. It's an infinite line.
It's an infinite line.
No, actually it's 2, because when I'm standing behind this,
I think you can do it without. Okay, I think you can do it too.
If you're staying behind it,
yeah,
and then you can see it.
Okay.
You can actually. You need two.
You need two.
Yeah, because it's an infinite line.
Standing behind it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because you are back. You are reflecting here, and it's reflecting again. Two mirrors.
Yeah. Okay. And a film called Inception. Haven't you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But could you do it with just one?
No.
No.
No. 2.
No, you could.
2.
How?
It brings you 7 years of bad luck, though.
Okay.
But can you get the reflection in your eyes with one mirror?
That's right.
So mirror glasses.
How's your sunglasses? Are they mirror? No.
You need to.
They're not
behind.
So
you know the ones, the big ones.
Yeah. If one is outside, behind the mirror.
Yeah, you need to stand behind the mirror.
Yeah.
And then you can see an infinite line.
Yeah, but is it then?
It is infinite. You have to just have the mirrors in line.
Yeah.
And you're looking.
Can you see it? Yeah. If you're
hold
like
it, hold
yeah?
it. I try to hear.
You can see,
eyesight is good enough.
You can see it.
I just checked out my social media, and our hashtag EC2U Science Battle pops out there quite nicely. But please, share your moments in Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever you are using. And remember our hashtag EC2U Science Battle. And now to Pavia.
You can try.
And here we are.
Here we are.
If you are limited in resources.
Yeah, if you're limited.
They're working hard to find a solution.
Okay.
Our team has never asked for
what is it?
Lifelines yet.
If
they are very concentrated.
Yes.
And doing trials with the mirrors.
If you have limited resources.
You can try with one mirror and our webcam.
Okay.
And you love yourself enough.
You can use.
You have tried with some mirrors?
We can try with
one mirror in your eyes.
one mirror and the webcam.
The
webcam. Or your eyes. Or your eyes.
Funziona.
Your eyes.
If you love to much yourself.
And the webcam if you have social or your eyes
No,
if you.
what about the social life
We will be
during
the
COVID
first team to
pandemic?
present the
Sorry?
answer.
Especially during COVID pandemic. And since we're a researcher and especially during COVID, yes, then okay,
We
then
need to see people, so we.
Okay,
we
one
need
minute.
why we know that?
Deadline.
Why do we know that?
Yes,
we know
because
that
we did
because
it-
of social life
yes.
as a researcher and
I
during
did it
COVID.
many times.
Okay.
Okay, 45
Ok.
seconds.
Abbiamo una penna in più.
Come facciamo a saperlo? Abbiamo
40 seconds.
il Covid.
Siamo i primi.
Yes, we are the first to
Can
present.
we end time?
30 seconds
Thank
more.
you.
And
Go.
yeah, they have finished even
Whoa.
before.
Yeah,
We
they
are-
finished earlier.
Yeah, we are
You
confident.
should have extra bonus for this.
We are confident with our team.
Please, judges, consider this.
Okay, so 10,
7, 6, 5,
4,
3, 2,
2,
1. Stop. Stop.
Oh, Francesca.
Okay,
Okay,
so
it's your time.
So we think that 2 mirrors are enough, provided that they are far enough. They need to be parallel. They will definitely be more than 100. And well, if you then have limited resources and you love yourself enough, you can use 1 mirror and a webcam. But given that we are researcher and especially during COVID time, why do we know that? Well, guys, we are researcher. And so just to be there and seeing our image for more than 100 times, it's our social life.
Great.
Thank you, Pavia. And now we are going to hear the answer from Team Turku.
Oh, this was an easy but simple
Of course.
question. That you need 2 mirrors from IKEA, from the Swedish decoration house. You put them, you stand behind the mirror, then you position the mirror so you have a perfect line, and then you can see a tunnel coming where your figure is repeating more than 100 times. It is very easy.
Thank you. I'm impressed. And now to Pattier.
So I think we have Paul who's giving the answer here.
Okay, so for us, you need 2 very big plan mirrors that you could put parallel to each other. You stand in between and you will see yourself and your reflection in an infinite amount of time. But also we have another answer, because in the near future, when we invent cloning, maybe we'll need 0 mirror. You just need to clone yourself 100 times. And the only thing that you will need now is just a big room. Thank you.
I really hope that never happens. But, anyway, okay. I mean, Paul, that would be fine, 100 Pauls, but then enough said. So thank you. And once again, we're going to ask the audience to vote online via the poll and those with us to vote. So anybody here want to vote for Team Pavia? Obviously. Anybody for Team Pattier?
Here.
Yes, any votes here for Turku? Okay, so to our judges, we're going to go first to Franziska in Jena in Germany with comments and the points, then to Josefa Salamanca, Spain, then to Carlos in Coimbra, Portugal, and then finally to Jena. So off we go.
So, hi everyone. I was really looking forward to this question because for me, the answers seem to be very obvious, and the answers of all the participants, was the same answer I would have given. So great, and it's quite hard to distinguish this time. That's why from my side, I would give 9 points to all of the teams.
Okay.
Danke.
To Maria Josefa, yes.
Yes, I will give, in this case, 8 points for Pavia and Turku, and I give 9 points for Poitiers for the correct answer, for the imaginative second answer.
Then Carlos. Carlos, are you still here with us?
Oh, I'm sorry. So I repeat. I'll give 10 points to Turku. It was simple and direct doing the experiment, and 9 points both to Pattier and Pavia because it was also a good answer and also funny.
Okay, and final to Unat. Sorry.
Hello. Okay, I will give 10 points to Turku and Pavia. Even Poitiers, they perform live scientific observation. This is real important in science, to perform observations. And then all teams identified 2 as the number of mirrors, large, but they didn't address other experimental problems. It's not important. The answers were correct and fun. So 10 points Pavia and Turku, 9 points Poitiers.
Oh no! Okay, well, thank you. Thank you very much to the judges, even though clearly some of you are very wrong. And from the votes online, we have Pavia that won, Turku that came second, and Poitiers that's losing that one. So we need some more Poitiers supporters online, please. Phone all your friends, get them to join. Okay, let's do that. Okay, and I'm handing back to Turku.
So now we are going to meet my colleague Lisa, who is our scoreboard girl. What's the situation after the last question? The points from the mirror question, where Team Turku was just on fire, they are not here yet. But Lisa, tell us. You can show. Okay. So, why is this like this? Are you sure that you counted correctly? Turku has only 63 points. We have to step up a little bit. And Pavia has 70 points and Poitiers 68. But these are does not include the points of the mirror question. Our teams are really amazing, and at this point I want to remind you that you still have time to leave questions in the boxes or in the chat, and we will select questions to the second round of the paddle. But we will collect new questions after this mystery. Teams, are you ready? The question is, why do some types of food cause allergies and others do not? For this problem, you have 8 minutes.
Cheese. They are more antigenic. Maybe they resemble more.
Do we go for the serious answer or for the or combination of serious
the big
and
food has input some material
Sì,
in human beings?
Vabbè, intanto, visto che
introduce once again this cultural aspect. There are foods that cause allergies.
Allergy, especially in school food.
Yeah, like
school food.
We could mention
that they don't have that in different parts of Europe, but
some kind
Finland
of
has.
Introduction that
School food allergy.
There's this cultural research, Benedict Anderson, who's talking about imagined communities. It's introduced here in imagined allergies.
And those allergies are most common with children, especially concerning vegetables, I suppose. Yeah, vegetable, such like cabbage.
Or elder men. What are these?
Yeah, and no one is actually allergic to.
Yeah.
Chips allergy not detected.
Chips allergy not. I think it's also like interesting that how the genetics play into it. That, for example, in our family, I'm allergic to puyo. So Artemisia vulgaris. So
thanks. Thanks for that.
Yes. So and in my family there are many generations who are allergic to this, and it's very, very hard because you cannot drink absinthe if you're
because they cross-react somehow, yeah?
Yeah, but it's the same. It's Artemisia.
Something else.
So there's a family of herbs.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, some antigens are simply better at activating the immune system, and they are more sort of formed so that they give a good immune response. So it's simply linked to that some proteins are more capable of activating the immune system.
We have this funny part about this school food allergies and imagined allergies at the beginning, and then go to serious.
Sulla on se tyhjä siinä. Kato, me pystytään esittämään.
I'm not an immunologist, so I might be also wrong here.
Kasvikset.
Kasvikset, yes.
Oh, yes. Sipsit.
There's paprika in this, and people are plenty of allergic to that.
Totta, true. Any other brands?
Yeah.
We have the regular ones.
Today we celebrate European Researchers' Night, and the one aim for that is to give everyone a little sneak peek of Researchers' Life and maybe encourage young people to become researchers. With this little sneak peek in our cube, I'm not surprised if everyone wants to be a researcher. Who wouldn't want to sit there on a Friday night solving these mysteries? That would be lovely. But now, Emma and Pattier, what's going on there?
Thank you, Tia. They're working very hard here in Pattier. Obviously, I don't want to disturb them, so I'm not going to ask them how it's going. I think our public are enjoying themselves too. Yes. We think the voting's been relatively fair. The judges are fantastic, and it's really good fun. The atmosphere is really, really electric here, and it's really going well. There's even been some singing. I think that's quite amazing. You know, singing scientists. I wasn't really expecting that. I don't know about you. And what about Pavia? What's going on in Pavia? Pavia working hard. Yes. Et on n'a pas le timing sur l'écran? Le timing?
A quanto siamo?
That react with our
Welcome back to our beautiful campus. We are lucky because in our team we have Rachele Di Giuseppe, postdoctoral in biochemistry and food sciences. So we think that she can give a very important input to this answer. So go, Pavia.
The time is running, so
some kind of foods contain.
And they're not really speaking in
we should be ready soon to present our answers to the judges. So we are ahead, and we need to stay ahead. So
this is a fight.
Può dare qualche suggerimento?
This is a fight. If you want, if you are very, very, very unlucky, and if you are Italian, you can develop allergies.
So 2 minutes left.
Vai, Rachele, mi piace.
2 minutes more.
They look excited.
A very unlucky Italian would develop, for example,
They look very,
an
very
allergy for
excited.
carbohydrates or farina, pizza.
Say for pizza, whatever.
Vabbè, è fun.
Very Italian.
Gluten.
They're speaking about pizza, so we are worried about that, about the possible answer.
Possible allergies of pizza. This is scary for us.
Yeah.
This is a really tough question for an Italian because
We are close
knows
to
that our food is the best in the world.
Yes, almeno qualcosa del genere sì. And it's
We
impossible
will be the
to use
first
any allergy.
So,
to present also this time.
Ti va?
Sei pronta?
Senti.
Io odio frutti.
Dai,
Dai, Rachele, dai.
Il disegnino ti va
1
bene?
minute and
Ti
40
serve?
seconds left.
Bene.
Ok.
Our team.
Okay.
Ti vogliamo bene anche noi.
Yeah,
They look like to be ready.
They are ready in
They're ready.
advance, second time. Whoa, whoa. Woo. And again, I recommend the judges to take this into consideration because they're not only smart, but also fast. So are we, how long? Oh, 1 minute left. So you can relax, eat food, play with your preferred items. Jaco.
Yeah. They test allergy for foods now.
Posso fare domande? Yes. And we remind the public here in the room that we are expecting input in our question box, inputs for new questions to
For the second part.
Yeah, for the second round. You've seen examples of the questions now, so you can really feel free to ask about anything you want. So time for relax for our team, very fast. Competition was the fastest team, we would be the winners. Two, one, stop. And we now are inviting our Rachele, the expert of the subject, to give the answer. Please go, Rachele.
Okay, I'm testing my allergy to nuts. And both of them. And this is a very, very hard question, especially if you are an Italian guy, or especially if you are a researcher who works a lot and who loves Nutella. And if you are allergic to nuts, this is a tragedy. But there are some kind of foods that contains for some people some molecules that react with our immune system, and this is a fight. This is why this is our answer.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Rachele. And now, next thing.
Our answer is that there are different aspects to this question. Actually, the most scientific approach here may be related to the fact that we have, if you think about allergies, people all around the world have different allergies because they are accustomed to different foods, perhaps, during the evolution. So we think that the different foods cause allergies in different parts of the world because the people that have been exposed to them and been very allergic have perhaps died because of evolution affecting the process. So there's this, that is probably why some foods are more allergic to than others in other parts of the world than here, for example. But then we have the aspect that there's this famous vegetable allergy, or then you have the school food allergy in Finland. And we have a specimen here. You can see that the vegetables may not be as much tolerated as the crisps here or the candy here. So there seems to be some kind of cultural preference, perhaps, to some sorts of foods, and they're not as allergenic. And then we also discussed the fact that there are these hygiene things that are affecting people's immune tolerance. So maybe we just have to be exposed more to parasites and dirt. Thank you.
Thank you. And now to Pattier.
Wow, yes, bring on the dirt. Okay, to Paul.
Me again. So for us, this was a hard question, but we managed to get an answer nevertheless. So allergies are caused by a reaction to your body. So when you eat some nutrients that are your body is allergic to, the cause is not the element, the thing you are eating, but the way your body is reacting. So we want to tackle this question by a biological point of view. And we have said earlier that there are biological variation among people, but this change with age, this change with the genomes. And when your body is having this anaphylactic shock with histamines, you need some adrenaline and so remedy to help. And maybe with time, this problem can even disappear with age. So this is our question on this problem. But for the last joke, I hope people are not eating cats, because if some people are allergic to cats, they should not eat them. Thank you.
Yeah, okay, so good advice from Paul. Don't eat cats. Okay, and of course, again, if the audience can vote online on the poll, and if you can vote here with us, and anybody there in Pavia and Turku. So anybody voting for Pavia, please raise your hands. And somebody's counting. Votes for Pattier, please raise your hands. Make sure all of those votes are counted. Okay, and Turku, please raise your hands. Okay. Thank you. And so now to our judges. We're going to go first to Francisca in Germany, then to Josefa in Spain, then to Carlos in Portugal, and finally to Ionut in Romania. So to you, Francisca.
Hi again. First of all, I'm really happy that none of the teams demonstrated the answer to this question. And I'm giving 9 points to Turku because I really liked the different angles, view angles they pointed out for answering this question, and 7 points to Pavia and Pattier.
Okay, thank you. To Maria Josefa.
Hi again. I give 8 points from Pavia and Pattier, and I give 9 points for Turku.
Okay, thank you. Carlos?
The same with me. So Turku, 9 points. So it's very original, the role of evolution, calling that. And Pattier and Pavia also correct answer, so 8 points.
Okay, thank you. And finally, Ionut.
Hello again. I'll give 9 points to Pattier. We all love cats, so don't eat cats. And 8 points to Turku and Pavia. Turku, very scientific, very well addressed. Pavia, I love pizza, and I'm not allergic.
To Turku.
Thank you, judges. And now the votes from the audience. You ranked Pavia first as the winner of this question, Turku second. Just remember to give us more votes. And then Pattier as third. Lisa has now counted the votes after the mirror question, so this question is not here yet. And the situation is, this is very exciting. Turku has 102 points. Pattier has 105 points, and Pavia is slightly leading with 109 points. And everything in this competition is still open, except for the question boxes. They are now closing, so now you don't have the possibility to add more questions to our competition, but still, if you have good questions in mind, you can still send them to us, and we will give them to the organizers of the EC2U Science Battle 2022. And that will be held also on the Researchers' Night next year.
Joo, vaihdetaan. Mäkin mä haluan tän.
The next question from Pavia. In EC2U, we try to see to the future. Also you, dear friends, who sent us some questions, wanted to see one question. So the next question is this. If time travel would exist, would there be multiple timelines at the slightest change in the past, or would there be only one timeline? This is considered a big question, and we give you 11 minutes to solve the problem. And since you have so many time, we remind you that you have 3 kinds of lifelines: phone a friend, ask to the audience, and also enable the web. So you have so much time, you can use help. Remember. That here is written. Okay.
No, ho capito capire, però non è...
Okay, let's go. We are ahead and we need to keep this.
Va bene.
Ok, allora, intanto il
So we
paragone
want-
cinematografico hai detto che Ritorno al futuro, oppure... Cioè, questo lo sai.
Penso che sia Time Loop.
Time Loop, oppure era...
Harry Potter.
Harry Potter.
Cosa?
Harry Potter.
Multiple timelines.
Giratempo.
We have many demonstrations.
Ma il problema veramente è molto importante perché si riduce a un concetto di determinismo o di libero arbitrio. Perché nel caso hai la situazione di Harry Potter non ci sarebbero libero arbitrio, perché
While teams are
tutto il
working,
tempo
I think
è
to
già
the
avvenuto,
answer we remind
e tu stai
you
vivendo un pezzo del tempo solo
that
per
EC2U
quindi puoi tornare
islands,
indietro, ma
that in the next
invece se tu hai molti
battle will be organized in Salamanca
ogni singola
in the end of October,
influenza
and so good luck for Salamanca and for the organization of the forum, the next forum.
Quindi, almeno allo stato attuale delle conoscenze,
The question is,
secondo,
so the next forum is coming very soon. And then also we in Pavia will host our friends of the other university in May 2022 in Pavia. So it will be a further occasion for our friends to know this network and all the activities that are carried on through it.
Torneremo ad oggi per cambiare
So,
per cambiare il risultato.
We
One
have a
question.
question from the room here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Salvatore.
Bravo.
Che sicuramente ci sarebbe una linea del tempo dove vincerebbe
I
Pavia.
remember one more than lifelines can be exploited. I think that nobody has exploited lifelines till now.
Per modificarlo.
But we have more time now, so
Yes, there are
there's more
11
time available.
There are 11 minutes, so it could be useful to exploit them.
Allora non diciamo, we don't want to say that.
They are too proud to ask to someone else. I think, yeah.
Anche perché prima
Above
abbiamo
all, hard
detto
scientists are not
non si sa mai anche
suited
dopo.
to ask to have someone else.
Sì, però qui è più
Sì,
You
un
don't
po'
want
più-
help.
Yeah, we haven't seen using timelines from other universities. We don't
Però
know.
potresti dire
But here, no, not yet. But this is a tough one.
You can't anything because at that point in time, everything
So
will
maybe
happen already. It means that it
we
will
can
like
switch to Pattier now.
all time happen already, like a movie, and you would be able to
Okay.
see
So once again, the
Without
brains are exploding here.
because everything had happened already.
Okay. Yeah, everything's going well here. As you can see, the team are working very hard. There's a nice little drawing going on there, or has happened. And we've been having all sorts of fabulous conversations here, and I believe on the chat about the Return to the Future. Obviously, yes, there's all sorts of things in that film that could help us for this question. I obviously have no idea. Does anybody in the audience want to give their theory? Could you give a theory on? Yeah, would you come a bit closer to me? Yes, we have somebody in the audience willing to give their point of view on this. Otherwise, you'll hear me speak nonsense.
Hello, I think there's plenty of answers of this. We can't know which is a good one. But I know that, for example, in the Greek mythology, there's a fact that you know your destiny that makes it happen. For example, in the Oedip myth, that's the fact that he knows that he will marry his mother and kill his father that makes him do it. I think there's other ways to explain this. There's also, if you go in the past, well, that's also the past you didn't live. So
would you say there's only one timeline? Is that what you're saying?
For me, yes. I think there's only one timeline, but.
And can you tell what's your name?
Melissa.
Melissa. And what did you study here at Pattier?
I study biology.
Aha.
I really like it. I like all of the science, but biology,
Fantastic.
my
Okay.
favorite.
So yeah, so we can't let them hear us, obviously. But you think?
One timeline, I think.
Okay. Obviously, I
Not
agree with
sure.
Melissa because I have no idea.
What?
I agree with you because I have no idea whatsoever.
So there's a lot of hypothesis on this. I
Absolutely.
think.
But good hypothesis. I think next time you could be in this battle, couldn't you?
I hope
When
one
you
day,
start your
maybe.
PhD. Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Hope.
Good.
I hope one
Okay.
day,
Thank
maybe.
you very much,
You're
Melissa.
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. And I believe we need to go to. Okay, we're going to Turku, but not straight away. So does anybody else have a theory they'd like to share? There's lots of terrified faces, but there's another one. Yes, good. Come. What's your name? Vicky, and to the camera there.
Hello, camera.
So what do you think?
Well, I think it wasn't specified whether we were talking about time travel into the future or time travel into the past, because they are two very different questions. For example, if you were to disappear, Emma, and reappear kind of a minute later, there would be no need for any other timeline, because for you, you would just be there and pick it up as you improvise, as you have been doing all afternoon. And for us, it would just be like, well, Emma's not there anymore. No conflict.
Brilliant, Vicky. Okay, we're going to Turku. I hope we hear from you again a bit later. Okay, Turku, what are you finding out?
Welcome back to Turku. Our team is on fire, I have to say. They are even refurnishing their cube here. They are just... I think that they are going already. Are you finished already?
We go back. We
have still 3 minutes time. Okay.
Yes.
I'm going to take care of this.
Okay, this was an easy part.
They're going to rethink this over, but they are still going to need the board.
Documentation. 12 monkeys approach, and then we have the Marvel Cinematic Universe approach.
Yes.
Yes.
And do we still have this one or multiple timelines approach?
And we're not supposed to kill anyone.
No, not this time.
No, not this time.
Not this time. But then the question about one jumper or several jumpers.
Yes.
Yeah, but that's like branches of branches and branches.
Yeah.
Of branches.
We just demonstrated one jumper, and then we round up our presentation by saying that this was just one curve.
Yeah.
So imagine that everybody is willing to take a time.
Yes.
If they jump exactly the same moment into the same spot, it cannot be just one change
Because
in one time.
they would collide, and somebody could get killed, and so
I understand. Then someone is going to die. No, please.
Yeah.
they make a crash landing.
The thing is that I actually come from the future, and I know that we're going to win this competition. so don't freak out, but I already know this.
Okay.
But let's hope that they are not jumping.
Oh yes, they are trying that, but I'm prepared for that.
Yeah.
That's my 12 monkey spot.
Okay.
Perfect.
They will face their destiny.
Yeah.
Did you take Back to the Future into account?
Oh, the Back to the Future.
Yes, that's one good
one timeline only.
Yeah.
Example case.
But maybe that's not a fact. It's just
one timeline because
fiction.
the future changed when he went back.
Yeah.
So what happened to the previous future?
Mm.
And imagine he went back to the future. That wasn't his future.
Right.
Yes.
But he went there and
I forgot about the
Who
sequel.
was living his life before he came back to the future? Somebody was there living his life because he wasn't there to jump back to the past. So who in, or did he go and have to kill the other guy?
No,
Okay,
no, please, not this
This is
time.
actually something which is not thematized in those films, that if you travel back in time, time continues, and practically you are continuing your own life, but it is actually changing because of this changes in the past.
In many of the stories, if you meet yourself, you're going to run into a paradox, which will end badly for everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
2, 1, time's up. And we are starting our answering order from Turku. And I think I'm going to switch over here because they already have their whiteboards and everything here. So I give this place to them.
We approach this from different angles. But first, to really understand, you need to think of a possibility of infinite number of universes. And if there are infinite number of universes, there also has to exist a universe which has no parallel universes. And if we have time jumping, someone jumps from the present to the past, there will be a branch in time if there are parallel universes. But that means that on that branch in time, someone might jump in the back and cause another branch in time, and probably will, because we'll end here. And eventually that will branch out as well, and there will be countless other branches forming alongside. So eventually there will be infinite number of universes. We named this theory the Marvel Cinematic Universe option. The other option, of course, is the only one existing timeline. This is the 12 monkeys theory, which means that if you jump back in time, what is bound to happen will happen, and that will mean that eventually there's no free will for you if there is only one timeline. So free will disappear if there is only one timeline. But like we said, if there are infinite number of parallel universes, there also has to exist a universe with no parallel universes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Kimmo and Veli-Matti. Smart words. And now we are going to Pavia.
Pavia. So, please, Mattia.
Okay, so this is a very hard question, right? So we are one and a philosophical one. First of all, timelines. So there are two possible ways. If you have a deterministic universe, you have one single timeline. So if you come back in time, it's like everything already happened. It's like the Harry Potter kind of time travel. This does not allow for free will, because if you have free will, then when you come back in time or just you leave your time, every single decision that you make has important implication and can create multiple timelines. From a psychological point of view.
Okay, from a psychological point of view, the time machine exists in our brain because we can bring the memories back live in our brain. A memory of past modify our present. However, back to the past, our unconsciousness, we can choose in another way and modify the present.
Thank you. Thank you to our team, and now to Pattier.
Okay, thank you. Ha, okay. So, well, no, I don't really see anything either. Yes.
Okay. We consider that let's make the trip together. If we are all back in the past, it will depend of when you are coming back. If it's only few days or few months ago, probably the impact, it will be quite small because the population size was huge. If you come back a very long time ago, the network you will meet will be probably different. And so you increase the probability to meet someone which will be very highly influencing the course of the history and could create new chronology. It will depend also of who is going back in the past, because some people have a stronger behavior than others. And this can change also part of the history. Anyway, we are all moving second past second and having the past behind us. So in philosophy, time is still a really ongoing question. And we would like also you to consider that we all are traveling in the time, especially when we are coming back to our parents' home, things about Christmas.
Thank you, Freddie Jan. Okay, bravo. Thank you. Okay, so to the voting, please once again vote online. And for those of you with us, put your hand in the air for Team Pavia. Okay, Team Pattier. And Team Turku. Okay, so that's voting here live and online. And now we're going to go to the judges, I believe. So we have Josefa with comments, then Carlos, then Ionut, and then Francisca. So to Marie-Josefa, excuse me.
Oh, don't worry. First, I want to congratulate the three teams for their answers to the interest questions about Tri-Tamil. I know it's a tricky question and there is a multiple consideration to keep in mind, like a physical issue. Carlos can explain better than me this question, Einstein theory even. There are a lot of movies, I'm sure all of you like that, like Back to the Future, like Night in Paris with Woody Allen, the last about the time. But I think all of us sometime we had wish traveling to the past, but it's a personal consideration. And now, oh, sorry, I have no video, sorry about that, but I think you can hear me. Without consideration, I will give my punctuation for the teams. I like a lot the speak person for Turku. I give even 9 points. I like also Pavia and Poitiers with 8 points. And that is a tricky question. All of you, well done.
Thank you very much. Okay, so Carlos.
Yes, this is a tricky question. Very difficult, even for physicists. They don't know. It's a big mystery. So I'll give 6 points to Turku and a little better to the others. So 7 points to Pattier and 8 points to Pavia. The psychological time, I think, is also a good issue.
Thank you very much. And Ionut.
Okay. Really difficult question. I mean, although from a mathematical point of view, we can construct a lot of hypotheses, we need experiments also in science. So there is one good answer to this. We simply don't know. We can imagine a lot of things, but we simply don't know. So I will give all teams only 7 points. They all try to address the question, but it's really, I think, the most difficult question until now was. So, yeah, 7 to all.
Thank you very much. Thank you. And then Francisca.
Okay, from my side, I would like to give Pavia 10 points because I really like the answer with the time machine that exists in our brain. 9 points to Turku and 8 points to Poitiers.
Okay, thank you. And however, for the online votes, Poitiers have done a little better, apparently first. And that's really serious. That's no cheating from your part there. No, Flora, are you sure? Yes, okay, no, that's really true. And second is Turku, and third is Pavia. And we have the next question here in Pattier. So it's a quick question. And the question is, if 200,000 coronaviruses, there had to be a question about that, were right next to each other, could they be seen? You have only 3 minutes. Oh, yes. And to remind you, if you want to use a joker, you have phone a friend, you have the internet, and you have ask the audience. And there's some really good audience members here, so it's worth doing. Okay. They're working hard. You can see the brains fizzing from here. And I believe we're going to Pavia. Seeing as things are moving so quickly, let's go straight to Pavia. Are you there?
Si occupa... Scherzavo.
Ah, abbiamo sbagliato tutti. Okay, so this is
Javier, are they working on the coronavirus
very
question?
difficult question.
Meno. 100 nanometri.
Yeah, they are.
Tu devi fare, però,
Okay.
200, l'unico modo per vederli è sperare.
How much time do we have left?
E se l'area, qual è il diametro di
Ma tu ce l'hai tu la risposta? The timer hasn't started.
It's a
1 minute,
Yeah.
45 left.
1:45 left. And are we going to Pavia?
But in the meanwhile, we have explored the questions received from the public here in the room, and we have chosen one.
But
So
even
there will be
one
a surprise question now.
No, right
definitely,
next to each
but
other.
definitely
Yes.
we see the
Right,
effects.
you are
extending one dimension, but not the other, so you cannot see anything because
Here it is.
Right next to each other, the best way to see it would be to make
We have submitted
a circular
that for the next.
area.
circle or a spiral.
Okay.
40 seconds more.
There has been a very interesting question from our audience, so it will be submitted to the tool to be chosen for the second
round.
For the
If
second
there was
round.
no
There
vax, they will not see.
would not see anything even in any case.
Va bene?
So now,
Dobbiamo buttarla sul creativo.
briefly,
mettiamoli in una
we
spirale.
go to
Se
Turku
li allunghiamo, li mettiamo in una spirale, in quel caso
to see how things are going on.
Okay.
So Turku,
Manca la parte creativa.
To English?
Yes, we do.
Yes.
0 point. Yeah, but this.
Yeah.
And this is meters.
Yeah.
So it isn't that. It's like centimeters.
1 millimeter.
In that case.
No.
But
Can
I
it?
think
Can it
it's
be?
it's too big. It's 5 nanometers. Could it be? Because if you have
Was it your...
Now, what's the question? I don't even know.
Calculator.
No,
Why didn't we bring a
because
calculator?
if they're right next to each other, it's line, and it's actually 5 nanometers wide, and we cannot see that.
That's
Yeah,
right.
it's a line.
That's a line. That's a line.
Yeah.
That's right.
So this is just like a
Time's up.
I just came up with
And the first answer comes from Turku. Who is going to come to answer to the question? Team Turku, the time is up. Who is going to come to tell your answer?
Was it no?
Yeah.
No.
It was so tricky that they are still
No.
thinking.
Calculator.
It's line, but it's
You.
Yeah.
You're gonna.
Hello. I was considering to take a calculator with me,
Okay.
but I didn't, which was not explained. So our answer is no, that you cannot see. And I think we calculated that it would be so tiny spot still that you would not be able to see it, at least with a regular eyesight.
Okay. Plain and simple.
Plain and simple. We don't have any good proof for this. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And now we are going to Poitiers. I'm sorry, Pavia.
Oh no, Pavia. That's.
Coronaviruses or any kind of virus, and we put them next to each other in length, the length will be measured in light years, but still it will be a one-dimensional line, so we will not be able to see them. If we, however, put this very long line and we put it in a spiral, then it would be a really large circle. We might be able to see it, but still it would be a few nanometers thick. So we should see about that. Yeah, a spiral. Okay.
Okay, so
Now-
I believe,
Pattier, please go ahead.
brilliant. I believe we have Freddie Jean, thank you.
Hello. So we make the math. So we consider that virus it's in nanometers, so 10 minus 9. And in the question, so we address the number, and with our calculation, we found that it will be around 0.2 millimeters. So now the question is how we can see it. It depends of your age. It depends if you need glasses or not, and of your optician capacity to do the appropriate glasses for you. So me, no, it's over. But maybe someone with very good vision, I think they could guess that there is a dot, a tiny dot somewhere. And in fact, it's many, many viruses. So careful.
Very good, thank you. Okay, so back to Pavia.
Lightning, and now the votes from the audience. So those of you who watch the event online, please give your vote at the poll, and please vote Pavia, obviously. And those here on the spot, please raise your hand for Team Pavia. Pattier and Turku. Okay. And now the judges, our judges in order: Carlos, Yunut, Francisca, and Josefa. So Carlos, go first.
Yes. So Turku 6 points, Pattier 9 points. I really appreciate the answer, and Pavia 8 points.
Thank you, Carlos. Yunut from Yash.
Hello again. Well, what can I say? Miscalculations are part of science, and we had pretty good examples here about miscalculations. Anyhow, I will give 8 points to Pattier. They were close, pretty close to the final answers. And then Pavia, 7 points, great idea with the 1D problem, and 6 points to Turku. There is no as an, it's not really no as an answer. We can see under some circumstances. Okay, 8 Pattier, 7 Pavia, 6 Turku. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for your judgment. Francisca, what are you telling us?
I also did the calculation myself, and I also came to the answer that you can see them actually. So from my side, it would be 6 points to Turku, 8 points to Pattier, and I really like the approach from Pavia with the spiral, so 9 points to Pavia.
Thank you, Francisca. We are very excited here in the room. And Josefa.
Yes, first of all, I want to have a memory for the people who have died in their families and for all those who have suffered the social and economic consequence. I wish this nightmare to end as soon as possible. Then I vote Turku, 7 points, Pavia, 8 points, and Pattier, 9 points. Thank you.
Thank you. So, and let's see the votes.
Thank you, judges. And now let's see also the votes from the audience. You ranked Pavia first for this question also, and then Pattier second and Turku third. And before this question, the point situation is very exciting. Before this question that we just handled concerning seeing the coronaviruses, before that, Pattier had 169 points, Turku had 172 points, and Pavia is leading by 179 points. And now we are going to head back to Pavia.
That you give well to this question. That is a long time question, so you will get 11 minutes for that. So if the water is transparent, why do wet clothes get it darker? Okay. So I repeat.
Yeah, read it again.
If the water is transparent, why do wet clothes get it darker? 11 minutes to give the answer.
How does your team, University of Poitiers, cope with the dilemma?
Yes, they have just understood the question in French, so that's a good start. And we're obviously getting under the way of doing this. And I believe we have 11 minutes, is that right? 11 minutes, okay.
Yes.
10 minutes left right now, okay. I haven't seen anybody throwing any water at anyone to, I was expecting that as soon as you said the question. I'm hoping they're not going to throw water at me. It's not a wet t-shirt competition. No, it's not happening. Does anybody here have an answer? Would anybody like to give an answer? No, definitely no water thrown over here.
Okay.
Thank you. We've changed the time.
Adesso possiamo chiedere
Changed the timing, so they only have
ai
5
nostri
minutes.
abbiamo un po' di
Vous avez
tempo
que
per
5 minutes, en fait. Ils ont changé le
presentare un po'
timing.
le associazioni,
Okay.
le loro
Oui,
attività e
they
anche
don't
un po'
seem very worried
Tra
about
l'altro
that.
si è appena tenuta la settimana
It's
della
okay,
comunità,
yes.
quindi
So,
iniziamo da
are we
Sellino
having a
Spirito.
water battle as part of this science battle? Is that the
Allora,
plan
noi
now?
come Sellino Spiritato
Okay.
ci occupiamo di mobilità
I
sostenibile
think
e
everywhere.
mobilità
No,
dolce
yes.
all'interno delle città.
But of
Alla
course,
fine, se
there's no
pensiamo a
plastic
Pavia,
bottles here in
Pavia è
Pattier. We are
lunga da una
anti-plastic
parte
bottles.
all'altra tra i
The
7 e gli 8
University of Pattier
chilometri.
give out
7
fabulous
8 chilometri li facciamo in
and
10
we all have
minuti
water only
e a
in gourds
piedi li facciamo in
because
un'ora e un
plastic
quarto,
is
camminando in
not
modo un pochino
fantastic.
spirito, che ci fa anche bene.
Where are we going
E
to
se
next?
pensiamo di venire in centro, che cosa vediamo?
Well, we maybe go to Finland any minute now. Let's find out whether Finland has water in bottles. 4 minutes left for this question. As you can see, there's some heated discussions going on here. Does anybody have the answer here? No, we're not sure. Maybe? Not sure. Okay, well, let's go to Finland and see what they think about this question. Tia, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Thank you. We will jump to our cube and see what are our researchers planning for this question.
So I can stand there and you just
it
pour over me.
basically change when it sort of it doesn't change right away. It has to sort of be inside, absorb the material has to sort of get it inside.
It changes the construction of the material.
Have you seen these clothes that change completely color when they get wet?
Yes.
Like that get like completely like even lighter.
So practically it's changing the structure of the fiber in the cloth.
And that affects the absorption.
Light absorption.
You can see that if you have clothes hanging when you're drying, then when they get drier, when they dry up, then they get lighter. If you have a white T-shirt,
Can we zone
it
in?
seems a bit gray in the beginning.
Another
and
time we could just zoom
when
in
the water
on
is,
them.
Coming out, so it gets back.
Oh, okay, cool.
lower
Well, yeah,
to
because I
lower.
don't see
Yeah,
whenever
what
I'm
we
talking,
see.
so I don't know.
The color is the same, but actually we see the change
differently.
because
That's important.
Yeah, I think if we think of the sort of surface,
it changes the fiber.
Yeah, well, but it not on that. Yeah, it does. But when the surface is like this, but when the water comes there, it sort of surrounds the surface. And could it be that the sort of water, when it sort of reflects back, it goes into the water, and water reflects it back to the fabric. So water creates when it doesn't come directly to the water, that it reflects back, and when it goes back, it reflects again, and it sort of absorbs more of that color. So when the fiber is sort of covered with water, it will sort of reflect, some of the light will reflect back. before going out. So that could eat away the thing. So I think this is also the thing. The fiber is here.
It changes the reflectivity.
Yeah, but it's sort of surrounded with the sort of layer of water.
Yes.
Because the surface of it is probably hydrophobic, like cotton is, because it's cellulose. So the water sticks to the surface, and when the water gets in or the light gets in, some of it reflects back, but some of it reflects back again. So when it sort of makes this short.
Do you think it's different for different wavelengths of light? Or do all the wavelengths behave the same way? I mean, if you have long wavelength light like red,
it doesn't seem to change color. I think it becomes darker.
Yeah.
It's darker. It doesn't change. So it's
same.
So that's why I'm not sort of. I would think it's a sort of more of a physical thing, physical change more than a chemical change.
Right.
Because if it would be a chemical change, it would probably change the color. Like when you have the thing that changes color, those are the chemical changes happening there. When the color changes.
It changes the reflectivity of the fiber.
Reflectivity of the fiber.
So the reflectivity is reduced.
Yeah, it's reduced, so it doesn't reflect.
The time is nearly up. Last seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. End of this mystery. Who is going to present Turku's answer? You're taking the board again?
Okay. Where are the pens?
They are refurnishing again. I better move over.
Okay. Yeah, we think that when things get wet, or clothes in that case, we can see that, okay, clothes are based on fibers, and let's assume that they are round things. And when it gets wet, then it becomes an extra layer there. So when we think that the dry one, where light comes here and it reflects away, and great, white is white. But if it's a dark light is dark blue is dark blue there. But if it's get wet, then it is like this. This a bit thicker, a layer of water around the fiber, and then it comes there, bop, bop, bop. Then it reflects, actually, but no, it goes through it. It reflects back, and then again, out. So, in that case, some of the energy has been lost, some of the wavelength has changed, and then that wet blue color looks like a bit darker than the dry one.
We can demonstrate it.
Yeah.
I pour it on.
just for the science.
Yeah, it doesn't change color until the shirt absorbs the water.
Yeah.
You can see no changes until it absorbs all the water.
Dr. Wet T-shirt.
Thank you, guys. And now I think, no, I'm just overwhelmed where we are going. I think that we're going to Pavia.
The answer for Pavia. Alessandro.
So. Yes, permette, per favore. Okay, so we thought deeply about this problem, and first of all, we clarified to ourselves what does it mean that water is transparent. So if there is a layer of water, if you have some radiation, sunlight coming in, it means that if it comes orthogonally, most of it goes through. Very little is reflected, and a part is absorbed, but not a big fraction, and most of it goes through. This is the meaning of water being transparent. Now, if you look at some clothes, and what does it mean that you see the clothes of some color? It means that you have some radiation coming in, and is reflected. So you see the amount of light reflected and the color of light of reflected light. So seeing the color means seeing reflected light. Seeing transparency means see how much light goes through. Now, if you wet the cloth, so this changes, the material changes, and we think that this is a change inside the fiber, it's not just a layer of water, then the amount of reflected light is less, because some of it is a bit extra amount of radiation is absorbed by the water in the fibers. And that's why you see the color darker, because a bit more radiation has been absorbed. Now, apart from this, we can tell you that, first of all, we have empirical evidence. Just look at my armpits and they are darker. But we do have an open question, and this is a material for a future scientific discussion, and that's why then underwear, white underwear, usually becomes more transparent when it is wet. So we don't, this is an open question, we'll leave it for future investigation.
Thank you.
Okay.
Very funny. Pattier, your turn.
Okay, yeah, we're definitely going to leave the question about underwear until after the science battle. We'll talk about that later, Paul, okay? So Paul is going to answer this question for us.
Okay, so first we want to start off by saying that it depends on the kind of clothes you're wearing. Sometimes it gets transparent when you get wet. But now let's talk about physics. There are 4 types of effects that can happen on waves. The first one that you know is reflection. Your lights come in and then it comes out with the same angle. If it was about reflection, your clothes, when get wet, would get brighter because you would get more light. The other one that we know is about diffraction. The light comes in and then it comes out in every direction. This one is what usually gives colors to clothes and things we are seeing. There's another one that you can see in a bottle of water, which is about refraction. The light can go through the material and comes out with a different angle. So let's take it like this. And the final one is about adsorption. Your light comes into the material and it doesn't get like kind of stuck inside. And then you get less light coming out of the material into your eyes. You need your eyes to be somewhere here to see the light coming off. But when the light is absorbed by the water, the clothes gets darker. And when you get wet on your clothes, sometimes you're also a bit sexier. So it's about perception as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much, Paul. Okay, so obviously, once again, to remind viewers at home on Zoom to vote on the online poll. And for people here in the room and with you in the rooms there, if we can have hands in the air for Pattier. Okay, hands in the air for Pattier. And finally, hands in the air for Turku. Okay, so, and then we're going to have our judges. We're going to start with Carlos, then we're going to go to Ionut, then Francisca, and finally to Maria Josefa. So Carlos.
Yes, 10 points to Turku. The explanation was essentially right. So it's less reflection and more absorption. Pattier, 8 points. And Pattier 9 points. So I valorize the fact that the Turku team has done the experiment, really the experiment. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Carlos. And so to Einat.
Okay, hello again. We, the physicists, we are on the same wavelength with with Carlos. So 10 points also for Turku team. Great talk and the live demo. So this is physics, nice physics. And then 9 points for Pattier, 8 points for Pattier. If I understood correctly, it was diffraction, maybe scattering. Okay, but anyway, nice way of using boards.
Okay.
And, great Turku team.
Thank you very much. Okay, and Franziska.
Oh, actually, same points from me. So 10 points to Turku for the nice explanation and demonstration. 9 points to Pavia, in particular also for the nice follow-up question, and 8 points to Pattier.
Okay. Maria Josefa?
From my side, I give 9 points for the three teams. I learned a lot with your explanation. Thank you.
Oh, that's very kind. Thank you. Okay, and we have the results from the audience. Pattier first! Turku second, and Pavia third. And now we're going to Turku, that I've still not worked out how to say properly. Sorry.
Yes, welcome back to Turku. Now we are going to take a little break from the questions, actually. And while Lisa is calculating the votes, I think that I'm going to go now and talk a little bit to our contestants there. I have to take my paper with you just a second. So everything good here? You have a nice cube here. Want to stay the whole weekend here, or
Yeah.
why go home
only
at all?
the weekend? Why not the weeks as well?
Yeah, this would be nice. Yeah, we are just coming back to campus maybe in October, so this could be your new working room, right?
Is that what we signed?
Fine.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I will join you also. So, but I have a little questions for you. Aki, what is your favorite research topic?
Human.
Okay.
Was it humor or humor?
Yeah.
Which one? With an A.
Yes, it was.
With an A. Yeah, okay, I'm waiting for articles about that. And Teija, what about you? What kind of research topic sets you on fire? You can't wait to tell your...
Social capital.
Social capital,
Yes,
okay.
Something connected with Bourdieu and Margaret Atwood and so on.
Okay.
Sociology, educational sociology.
Yeah, and,
yes.
and what do you tell about that to your students?
Everything.
Everything. And you want them to fall in love with that also, social capital. Okay, for our new teachers.
Yes.
They know everything about that.
Yes.
After they have been into your course.
Probably they have to drink coffee with me during break, so yeah.
But that is also social capital.
Yeah.
Exactly. Johanna, you're also competing for the first time. Have you enjoyed your first science battle?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. Do you still have energy?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I have
we are going to win
and I
this.
have a book.
Yeah. But you still haven't read it?
No, not
so
yet.
the questions have been hard enough.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay. Willie Martin, your second time in this cube, right?
Yeah, not in this exact.
Yeah, but you have been in the science battles before.
Yes, I have.
Yeah. What do you think that is the most difficult thing in science battle for a scientist?
Losing.
But that is not going to happen tonight, right?
But I'll make sure that this won't be the first time I'll experience that. So we're going to win today.
Okay. So we see how it's going.
The thing is that I'm a time traveler as well. so I know that we're going to win this game.
Is it only one timeline or several timelines?
Yeah, I don't know, but I'm still worried that I might see my mother on this timeline.
Okay. So mothers are good. Okay.
No, don't go there.
Okay. Emilia, is researchers' work anything like in this cube? Is it as fun?
Yeah, it's even more fun actually.
Okay.
But I mean, yeah, it's a little bit like this.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, normally we come up with the questions. Now we get the questions from the audience, but normally you get the questions yourself. The better the question, the better the journey. But in a way, yeah, This is a bit like it, and we're trying to address the questions with the tools that we have and with the funding that we have.
I think we should have a bonus round where we make the questions.
Yeah.
And
And well, we have good
the
answer.
judges will answer.
Oh, that is a good idea. Okay, and Timo, what new things have you learned today?
A lot of things. I think this is a great team. So we have a lot of exchange of knowledge, and I think this is also science today, that we have collaboration and do things together and well, share knowledge. And this is, I think, the most important part here, what I have learned.
And we have also learned that it's a good, and it pays off to water one's t-shirt for points, right? Are we going to see more professors with t-shirts?
Yeah, when we stay here.
Okay.
Or next week. Every day.
Can't wait. Thank you, guys. I'm going to head over to our board. I think that Lisa has calculated the votes here. Have you? So let's see the situation. Ooh. Oh, this is more exciting than ever before. Turku and Pattier are neck to neck with 241 points. And Pavia is still leading with only 10 points more, 251. And now I think that we are going to head over to Pavia.
I would like to remind you, as before, that the University of Pavia is one of the world's oldest academic institutions, and we have had one of our alumni has been Christophorus Columbus. We are so old that we have here one of the first professors of the university, as you see. So we start from him to have some, no, okay. Let's switch to Francesca. So Francesca, not this Francesca. Are you enjoying this event, this context?
I'm enjoying it very much. I'm loving it. It's fun and we're building a good team. Okay. A very good one.
Did you expect it was so hard, so tough?
Well, I was expecting having fun, a little bit less tough, but we're dealing it with it. So it's
We're going well, yeah.
We're doing it.
Agnese?
I have one question for Tullio.
One
How
more.
difficult has it been for you to not to use a computer today as a computer scientist?
It was very difficult, but luckily I found the nice tool that can help me in this battle. So I don't use the
A
computer.
small fan, a
yeah,
small
exactly.
fan.
That's a small fan. You can do like
Show
this.
us.
Okay. And enjoy the fresh water.
Fresh water, fresh air. And I'm asking Alessandro if your mug with all the physician formulas is helping you today.
No, actually, it's not helping very much so far because the questions are so tough that you cannot have any help from any piece of paper. So what really counts is the mind of the brilliant collaborators here. And in any case, so even if I don't believe that there are multiple timelines, in case we do not win this time, we will certainly come back and try to follow the other timeline where Pavia wins.
Yes, and from Francesca, our philosopher, how do you feel to be in a team with several STEM scientists?
It's really fine, and it's really good because there are different minds and different ideas, and we can put all our mind to find a solution.
Yeah, philosopher feels well everywhere with everyone. Okay.
Yes.
And I have a question for Mattia. Mattia is a postdoc fellow and studies earthquakes. So how...
Are we here? No? Ah. Okay, Pavia has a technical problem. maybe we come to Pattier.
No, can you hear us?
Yeah, but they have a problem of microphone. Ah, yes, we can.
Okay, sorry. So I was asking Mattia, who studies earthquakes in his common work, how is different this experience from his common work?
So usually doing my work, I ask the question myself, and I don't get to work on such an interesting question, like, for example, if the Loch Ness Monster exists. That's really exciting.
Good.
Yeah. The end, Rachele. So which question in this battle has been the most interesting and stimulating for you?
Oh, the most interesting was the back in time. It was very interesting, and it was very nice to put together all the ideas to prepare an answer.
Convincing us. Okay, thank you. I think we can give the floor to Pattier. Pattier, it's for you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Pattier. So yes, we also had a very famous student here in Pattier, René Descartes, it's got to be said. And the University of Pattier was founded in 1431. So it's also very old. And of course, if you're interested and you want lots more information, there's always Wikipedia. So more importantly, questions for the team here. And actually, our team have a question for you, EC2U organizers. They would like to know how many public there are voting for each site. In particular, they'd like to know how many people are voting for Pattier. So if there's any chance of getting a response about that, that'd be great. Now, the first question I have is for you, Paul, and I've forgotten the microphone. Hang on, because if we can't hear you, that's not very helpful. So, yes, first question for you, Paul, and it is, as obviously you're the winner of the 187, no, I'm joking. No. So what is the best thing about being a researcher?
To me, the best thing about working with researcher is to be able to work with very different people about very different topics also. And in my field, signal processing is very about multidisciplinarity. So I enjoy working with all kinds of physics, biology, medical stuff, and that's very interesting for me.
Cool, okay. And the next question is to Clement. What does it feel like, Clement, being on the winning team, which obviously we're going to be?
I'm very happy, but I just the middle of the contest, and I wait the second part.
You wait what?
The second part.
Yes,
contest.
okay. You wait until we're winning to be able to really feel what it's like to be winning. Yeah, I can get that. Okay. And have you put your running shoes on? I was wondering if that was maybe the problem.
Yeah.
I think they need to be on your feet.
No. It's here.
Okay, well, maybe if you're still coming second in a few more questions, we could try with those shoes on your feet. Okay. So, Dorota, the question we have for you is, yes, in your opinion, what's the best thing about Pattier University?
I think this place can help us to make us dream come true. But also for me, personally, I would say it's really international. And I can say that's the best place for all foreigners who would like to discover France. So welcome here in Poitiers. If you would like to study here, it will be a good choice.
Fabulous advert for Poitiers University. Did they pay you?
Yes, because I'm working here. But not for the publicity.
Good. Okay, good. Well done. Okay, Mary Bernardo. Yes, if you can pass the microphone. Sorry, I'm a bit lazy. What was your favorite question so far in the science battle?
I think we really appreciate the question about time travel. Because it was a physical and philosophical question, and maybe a little bit magical too. So we really appreciate to debate about this question.
Okay, cool. Okay, and to you, Freddy-Jeanne, what countries have you been to out of the countries in the EC2U team?
Talking about traveling?
Yes.
I had the chance to go to Italy, Germany, France. Spain, Portugal as well. I'm working with Coimbra as a researcher. They have a great lab of biology, and I still do. And I've been teaching there. I'm going once a year in Coimbra.
So I think actually what we're saying is, which ones have you not been to?
Romania and Finland, and I would love to get there, and especially going north in Finland to see the
yes, the thingy lights, the northern lights,
the night lights,
the Borea.
yes.
Yes, I'd like to see that too. Yes, yes.
But
So we're just waiting for our invitation, particularly you. I think you're probably more likely to get one. Yes. Okay, brilliant. And if we can just pass the microphone to Alexis. So what was your first thought when you were asked, and of course not bribed, asked to join the science battle?
No, I cried. No.
Oh, no.
No, actually, not only one, but many. For example, we will have fun. I was sure about that. And also maybe we will win, you know.
You are going to win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was my first thought.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you asked me, so I answered.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And
Emma.
you're still happy that you are part of the science battle?
Oh, of course.
Okay. Good. Okay. Good. 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 So I believe we're now going. Thank you, Team Pattier. I believe we're now going to the next question. And we have this question here in Poitiers. So the question is, why do kids like to play, but many adults don't? And for this question, you have 4 minutes. Don't forget, you can ask a friend, ask the audience, enable the web. Don't know if any of you want to do that. Doesn't seem to be the case. Your brains are so massive, you don't need to do that. Okay, so yes, pourquoi les enfants aiment jouer, mais beaucoup d'adultes n'aiment pas jouer? On est go. We started.
Gli adulti no.
Yes, you need to get the clock working. Do we have a clock? Not yet. The Zoom is a clock. It's counting down. How much time have we got left? 3:15. Okay. Well, there's certainly lots of playing going on here. I'm clearly a child because I love playing. So I don't know about, question. That's how I would answer the question. And I don't know about Turku. Is there kind of a playful mindset over there? What's the mindset like in the cube over there? We're going to Finland. Maybe. Yes.
It's playing here quite hard.
It's playing hard there. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Is it okay to say that
Let's speak.
Adults have
Listen to them.
responsibility to know
Please
when
speak
not
English
to
when you
play?
are online.
Yeah.
But also
take the animal. It's not only human. It's also animal.
It's
more
part of
puppies.
animal development that we learn things by playing.
Yeah.
And then the older we get, the less things we have to learn through playing.
Yeah.
And therefore, it's for many adults, and we have much more things to do, as you pointed out.
But do actually adults like to play when they are in the right circumstances?
Actually, right.
If they don't have the responsibilities, maybe they do
But
play.
there's many adults don't.
But
many.
what I wanted to point out with this that it's a cultural thing.
Yeah.
That like soccer or
Half time. 2 minutes left.
or something. It's also playing.
Of course.
But the thing
Good
is that
question. It's a good question.
Or playing guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think there's a sort of distinction between sort of playing and like free play.
Yeah.
Like we call, and I think that sort of amount of free play, and that's something that's sort of quite rare in adult things. It's sometimes you get these bouts of free play, you role play on a tabletop role play or role play.
Should we also, as a scientist, point out that it's
Right.
very, very important that we also stress and underline very much that that adults also should play because it's creative.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. And I think that's sort of
Actually, are we playing now?
Because if
I think we're playing.
If residents like to play.
Yeah.
Playing here, and now we're going to go to Pavia. How is your team going there?
Ah, okay. Okay, well, so at the University of Pavia, we are that great that we are implementing some really cool projects to compensate and to improve the balance in between international activities and internationalization of students and climate action. And so I hope that our friends of Fridays for Future are still here, because I think they would be proud of us in bringing about these initiatives. And so on the one hand, we have created some funding opportunities for students who want to travel abroad, but want to undertake a sustainable travel, so avoiding air travels, but rather choosing.
Guys, the time is over. You should stop now. And it's our turn already to give the answer. So, who's going to give the answer on
Francesca.
playing? Okay, Francesca.
So,
go ahead.
So, first of all, we would like to say that it is good. The answer is the question is good, saying many adults and not all the adults, because look at us, we are all playing now. So we like to play. We like playing. Children actually, they do experiment life, putting themselves into adults' shoes. So they mimic adult behavior through playing. They actually do so because their only way of doing these things is through playing, like driving a car. Like a toddler cannot be able, of course, to drive a car. While adults, they have too many things to do in their lives. They grow up and they are aware of others judging them, and or they grew up with this kind of limits. But as we said before, even though we still have a lot of things to do in our free time, in our time, we're still playing. So you can do your daily things in a playful way.
This was Pavia answer. Now we move to Turku. Turku, what was your answer?
Okay, actually we are playing now. So we like to play, as you see, and kids are actually, with playing, practicing different skills for life, as well as animals are actually having different skills with playing games. But as adults, we have to know when it's the time to stop playing. And as adults, we have this so-called live action role play or role game called work. So we adults, we can enjoy playfulness. We can play games, and actually we do according to different rules which are limiting us. But basically, we are playing soccer, we are playing guitar, we are playing different things. That what we are doing less is free play, which is very, very tightly connected with childhood. But we really think that we have this responsibility to know when the game is over, when we have to do something more important. But we should play, and maybe we should like to play a little bit more. Thank you.
Thank you, Teija. Our team is really enjoying themselves. They are jumping with the gym balls there, as you can see. So adults do play, even when they are researching. And now we are moving to Pattier.
Okay, thank you. So we have Marie, who's going to present the Pattier answer.
So we first defined the concept of play, and we think the play is the capacity to learn new rules, new objective, and we think adults play too, like child, but the difference is the pleasure. for the kid, they are a lot of pleasure. Everything is pleasure for kids. And maybe for the adults, adults forgot the pleasure and transform the game to work. So our opinion is maybe adults need to to imitate more child.
Yes. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so now, once again, votes from those of you online. If you can vote on the poll. And here in the studios, so who's voting for Team Pavia? Who's voting for Team Poitiers? Who's voting for Team Turku? Okay. And now we're going to our judges. We're going first of all to Maria Josefa, then to Carlos, then to Ionat, and lastly to Francisca. So if we can start with Maria Josefa, please.
Thank you, Emma. I think the conclusion of the three teams is all of adults play, and is a good point of view. I want to give 8 points for Poitiers and 9 points for Pavia and Turku. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria. Okay, and Carlos.
Yes, 10 points to Turku. They played a lot. I like their play. 8 points to Pattier and 9 points to Pavia.
Okay, and Ionat.
Okay, I will give 9 points to Pattier, both Pattier and Turku teams. Very nice answers, and 8 points to Pavia. Although, yeah, we are playing also now, all of us. So don't misjudge these points.
Okay, and last but of course not least, Francisca.
Okay, so from my side, also 10 points to Turku for the very playful explanation for the answer I'm fully in line with, and 9 points to Poitiers and 8 points to Pavia.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Francisca. Okay, and do we have results online? No, we don't have results online. So there's no special points for Pavia. Okay, well, are we going to make them up? Oh, well, the winner is Pavia, I just been told. Okay, so well done, Pavia, for the audience vote. And we are the last. We are third, Poitiers third, Turku second. Okay, and we're going to go to the next question. Yes, yes, we have the next question from Poitiers that has just come in, which is, we can see that planets are spherical, yet solar systems, rings, and galaxies are structured horizontally, even if gravity is the main force behind this. Why? And how many minutes do we have for this question? 10 minutes? 10 minutes. We have 10 minutes for this question. So, les planètes sont sphériques, cependant, systèmes solaires, anneaux et galaxies sont structurés de manière horizontale, malgré que la gravité est la force majeure. Pourquoi? Okay. And I believe we'll be soon going to Turku, but of course, don't forget that we do have the phone a friend, the internet, and Ask the Public. And that goes for everybody. We still haven't used one single lifeline.
Qualcuno ci dica chi è Matteo.
Turku are using the Joker. Which Joker are they using? Turku are using the Joker. I think we might be using a Joker too. No, we're not. Yes. Do we know what Joker Turku are using, Flora? Do we know what Joker they're using in Turku?
Enabling the web.
Enable the web. Okay. Well, let's pass over to Turku to see you doing that.
Yes, welcome back to Turku. As Emma said already, our team has used a lifeline for the first time. They are enabling the web. There are Willie Martin and Kimmo typing very hard to find more answers. This is a very hard question from our French friends. Pavia is also using a lifeline. Which one is that? They are asking the audience. So are we switching back to Pavia now, see what is going on there? Can the audience help?
Okay. Questa seria. Adesso andiamo
So,
con
io
la
non ho
risposta.
sentito Super quickly, we've launched a call where students can apply to get funds for sustainable travel, meaning they can get a refund for travels that were sustained by train or other sustainable modes, for instance, buses, but still avoiding air travels. That's really the point of improving the sustainability of international travels. And at the same time, when this is not going to be possible, then we're going to compensate the CO2 emissions produced by air travels via trip planning. And this is going to take place very soon, like probably in 1 year. And the area where to plant trees is already identified. So together with the colleagues of earth sciences and botanics, this is coming true.
Sì, grazie Martina. Thank you, Martina. And so, yeah, in this for this answer and for this question and to define our answer, we have used both of the lifeline. So ask the audience and enable the web. So it has been considered a very tough question. And we are trying to elaborate a good answer. Yeah. They are discussing a lot.
I don't know if it's relevant or not.
It is.
Okay.
I like it.
So we'll
Do you remember everything?
Yeah.
Do you want to put bullet points down?
No.
The help from the audience
so far,
is there.
But
Okay.
if you tell me
As a
something
mathematics.
else, more science fiction.
Something creative, something funny.
Esatto, ridimmi perché.
Perché c'è la
In English, sorry.
So let's see in Turku how they are.
Rotondo, sistema solare piatto. Che facciamo?
How are they managing with this very challenging question?
I terrapiattisti.
Francesca is
I
trying to.
terapiattisti sono convinti di girare.
Se fosse vera la teoria dei terapiattisti, come sarebbe?
Allora partiamo da lì. In effetti questa domanda è molto interessante perché sembrerebbe dare una base alle teorie terapiatiste. Che cosa
Grande.
Flat Earth. How many times?
Flat Earth theories.
5 minutes.
Ok, flat earth.
Sì, perché se c'hai la flat earth, allora hai un universo sferico, sei il sistema solare.
Ecco. Now we are going to Pattier. Maybe they are working too, discussing.
Working hard here in their cube. They haven't used the lifeline. That in itself is quite amazing. I'm pretty sure I would have used the lifeline. Yes. Do we get extra points for not using lifelines? Interesting. Just put that in the judges' brains there. But otherwise, everything's going well here. I know we're approaching the end. I can't believe it. Time has gone so quickly. It's unbelievable. We're obviously having lots of fun playing as adults here. Okay, and how much time have we got left? Because it's quite a long amount of time for a hard question. I can't actually see. Flora, 4 minutes. 4 minutes. We have 4 minutes left. So we still have a little bit of time to go. And then I think we have the same order for giving the answers. We have a little while till we give the answer. Does anybody here in the audience have an answer? I don't have an answer. Okay, good. What about you? What about you, Heather? Do you have an answer? I bet you have an answer. She can't even remember the question. Okay, good. I understand that. Yeah, I couldn't even read the question. So, you know, some of us are in the cube, some of us are outside the cube. And there's maybe a good reason for that. Okay, so otherwise, where are we going next, Flora? Yes, and which country? Which country are we going to next? Because there's 3 countries, to remind you. We are here in France, Finland, and Italy competing today. We're going to Turku. Are you ready, Turku? Finland is ready. Okay, so over to you, Tia.
So welcome to Turku. I have to say that our team is quite on fire here. You have still almost 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes time. They are playing with lemonade bottles and with their gym balls, which are almost like planets there. And they are even using Teija's item, which was the deadline, the straw. I think that now we're going to see a lot of stuff here, just not to speaking when they are going to reply to this.
I'm not going to be as good as explaining. Go ahead.
It's going to remain here, sort of in this. But if it's not, when stuff starts collecting on one of these planes, the other things which sort of turn around here, they'll join this, and because there's more mass in here, if it isn't sort of equally, so more things will sort of come join this. And you have to imagine that even like, what is the moon doing when it's going around the sun? Because the moon is going around the sun. It's going like this, isn't it?
And if you're comparing, for example, the size of the planets rotating our sun, so you can see that the biggest ones are far
furthest away.
Yeah, furthest away, because it's everything has a place in this rotating system depending on the mass.
Yeah, and if something new comes along, like there's a comet or something, which is not on the sort of plane, it has like a different trajectory. Eventually the comet will end up either in the sun, or it will end up sort of rotating around an object here, or somewhere else. It will end up in the plane, even if it isn't on the plane as such. And the same goes for the galaxy, but just in a bigger sort of scale, much bigger scale.
But who's going to explain?
Solved.
We have 1 minute, so we're going to demonstrate this.
Yes.
We're going to demonstrate. Will I try to explain?
I think you are the best for this task.
I'll explain, but you will be the. I'll be the black hole there.
Okay.
And someone will come there.
I will then come with this part.
That's your moon.
Okay.
So you can come. And
because you're high up and I'm going to be in a different plane. I'm very short. So then I'm going to...
No, I'll explain.
We will be on the same floor.
Each one of us will join, and eventually 3 of you...
We are going to let them play here, and we are going to Pavia.
Going to let them play? We're going to Pavia. Okay.
5, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Finished. Here in Pavia, as usual, we finished earlier. Is it our turn to get the answer? So who's going to give the answer? Okay, our physician and our geologists. Wow, perfect couple for this question.
Okay.
Please, Alessandro, go.
Thank you, Agnese. So, first of all, this is a very crucial question because there are people who don't believe that the Earth is round, and actually they believe that the Earth is flat. So if we cannot give a justification for this, we give support to flat Earth theories, and we don't want to do that. So yes, the Earth is not flat. It is round, as it will come out. So if our answer, the serious part of the answer is this: if there were no rotation, then everything would be spherical. Planets would be spherical, and also solar system would be spherical, and so would the galaxy. But if there is the element of rotation, this can change the situation, because there is a preferential plane where the sphere can flatten and become a disk. Now, this is a kind of illustration of what happens. It's not exactly the same thing, but you see the analogy. This is without rotation, and this is what happens if you rotate. You see the flattening. And this is what happens also for solar system and galaxies. Now, the rotation is always there in planets, in solar system, and in galaxy. But in the planets, this effect is small and negligible. In fact, the planet is not spherical. It's a bit squeezed, but very, very little. For the solar system and the galaxy, this is more relevant, and that's why they are disk shape. But anyway, the moral of the story is the Earth is spherical.
Thank you, Alessandro and Mattia, for your answers. So now, time to reply for Turku.
Hei, mihin mä menen pyörimään?
Okay.
Odota hetki.
Here we are at the center of galaxy. There is a black hole at the center of galaxy. And at the first, you have everything around, but once there is something big, it starts the gravitational pull of things. Unless the thing has enough speed, it will end up in the black hole and feed the black hole at the center. But if it has enough speed, it will end up in a trajectory around the black hole. If something is not on the line, on the same sphere as most of the heaviest things, when there's just a slight imbalance, they will end up in the same plane or end up in the black hole. And the same happened with the solar system. At the very beginning of the solar system, it was filled with dust. And the dust were the small particles, but small particles, which formed into bigger particles. And once the movement got in, if it wasn't in the plane, it ended up either in the sun or within the bigger objects. So here we can see the things going around in a circle around me are the things which are solar systems and planets going around the galaxy. And the things which weren't on the same plane ended up either joining the plane or ended up here in the black hole. There you are. Thank you.
Thank you, Team Turku. I think that now we have to go over to Pavia so they can sit down before they fall over for the spinning. But it's good to see that the all work and no play would make researchers dull. So it's good that they play.
Okay, and here we have Paul once again for this answer.
Okay, so we don't have a big balloon or a black hole here to show an explanation, so I'm going to show with my hands. In the beginning of time, there was stuff everywhere after the Big Bang. Lots of dust, and it was going with different kind of speed in every direction. And sometimes there are collisions. And when you have collision from one rock to another space rock, one is going to give more energy to the other, and it's going to give a preferential direction. When the object grows bigger, sometimes you get planets or moons. But when it's just dust with smaller objects, this preferred direction is going to give the spin direction to every other object. And when it gets into more and more objects, this spinning direction becomes a preferential direction. Finally, when you have these objects rotating, a plane is beginning to appear, because if another smaller object comes in another direction, it gets in the flow of the speed. So that's how you get rings for Saturn, for example. And you can also notice that in between the rings of Saturn, sometimes there's a small satellite, a small moon of Saturn going in between. And this moon is pulling by gravity because everything is ruled by gravity, and it's cleaning its way when it's rotating around Saturn. It's like a small Roomba cleaning robots in between the rings. So that's how we explain everything just using gravity. So for why things are plane or spherical object, it depends on how big they are to things to them.
To bring things
Bring
to them.
things to them.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Attract things to them. The laws of attraction. Excellent. Wow. Okay. So amazingly, that was our last question. This is our last question. So it's the last time we're going to vote. So those of you online, please vote for the last time via the poll. And those of you here with us and here with you there, please vote now. So put your hands up for Pavia. Put your hands up for Pattier. And put your hands up for Turku. Maybe. Okay, and now we're going to have the final word. Well, no, the penultimate word from the judges. First of all, we're going to have Ionut, then followed by Francisca, then Maria Josefa, and finally from Carlos. So to you, Francisca. I believe. Yeah. Oh, what? Oh, sorry. Yes, Ionut. No, you're right.
No problem. It was really an excellent astrophysical problem. And at the beginning of the competition, they have said that the judges are omnipotent. So I will give 10 to all three teams because they all addressed that this is a dynamic problem. We have rotation that will lead eventually to disks. And this is the beauty of our universe, our galaxies, and maybe multiverses, but this is an open problem. So great answers, all teams, great demos. 10 to all of you. We love physics.
Oh, bravo. Thank you very much. Okay, and now to Francisca, excuse me.
No problem at all. It's okay. I'm absolutely no expert on that. I'm coming from a completely different direction. And although I have to watch space documentaries with my 4-year-old all the time, I still have no clue about the answer. So I just can say that I really enjoyed these very illustrative explanations of yours. That was, I learned a lot. And the one that where I learned the most from, or that I understood the best, was the one from Pavia. So it's 10 points to Pavia and 9 points to Turku and Pattier.
Thank you very much. Okay, and Maria.
It's a difficult, very, very difficult question. It's the last question, and all of you had a very good job, great performance, great explanation. I want to give 10 points for all of you. Well done.
Woo! Okay, thank you very much. And so finally to Carlos.
Yes, we are approaching the end and our teams are improving. So I'll give 9 points to Turku. I like the choreography. 8 points to Pattier and 10 points to Pavia because the explanation was perfect. So, and they did an experiment and they were referring to the flat Earth theory and all these kind of fake things. So thank you all.
I believe we're going to Turku.
Oh, we could have listened more to your beautiful singing there.
That was not me.
But let's see also the votes from the audience. Do we have them? Yeah. So Pavia was ranked first with 3 points. Turku was second, with 2 points, and then there was Pattier third. So, my friends, I think it's time to wrap up this fun-loving event that we have had here. So, Emma, would you like to start?
Yes, thank you very much. I believe I speak for everyone when I say that today has been a truly unforgettable afternoon, a truly fabulous EC2U science battle. And thank you to everyone, obviously, particularly those that have participated here and in Pavia and in Turku. Thank you to the researchers. Thank you to everyone behind the scenes, the fabulous technical team, everybody who's been working behind the scenes for months and months and months. Thank you, of course. Yes, well done. Woo! Thank you, particularly to Turku, to Finland, for having invented this brilliant game and for encouraging us to participate in this with you. Clearly, we are all winners. We don't yet quite know who the winners are, whoever they are. Pattier, we are the winners. Everyone's the winners. And I believe I speak for everyone. I certainly speak for myself when I say I've learned loads. My brain is exploding here. And before the final result, we'd just like to go to the judges to hear a few words from them. And I have a little question for each of you. So if that's okay with you, Carlos, let's come to you first. Brilliant.
Yes, so science is a team job. We have seen this today. Science is nowadays interdisciplinary, and we have seen people from different disciplines working together. And finally, most important, science is fun. It's really enjoyable to discover the world.
Yes, absolutely. Couldn't agree more. I'm kind of regretting not having a brain of a scientist. Okay, and can you tell us briefly what surprised you most in this competition?
I think that the way they could improvise the answers, so they were very quick doing that. So I was a little astonished because I was following their thinking, and it was really. The ideas, there was a brainstorming. The brainstorming was the most impressive thing for me.
Yes, I think I have to agree with you. Okay, and Ionut in Romania, how innovative were the researchers today, in your opinion?
Well, it is clear we can all conclude that science and scientists are highly innovative. We have seen observations, we have seen hypotheses, we had thought experiments, we had deep analysis, we had demonstrations, live demonstration, and we even had some sort of models and predictions. So this is science. This is real science, high quality science. And I really, really enjoyed the way the teams very quickly, 1, 2, 3 minutes, they were all approaching the answer. So very, very nice competition, and congratulations to all of you from here, from Iași, from Alexandru Ioan Cuza University of Iași, Romania.
Fantastic, thank you. Okay, and then Franziska in Germany. Franziska in Germany, what significant differences did you notice between the teams?
I can't really say that there have been significant differences. I have to say all of the teams, they gave everything. I really enjoyed how they all thought outside of the box, and in particular, all these lively and illustrative demonstrations they gave. It was really fun, and I really enjoyed this event. Thanks to everyone.
Yes, thank you. Okay, and then finally to Maria Josefa. What did it feel like being a judge in the first science battle?
I am feeling very, very well. I'm happy. I like this event, and I take this opportunity you give me, Emma, for invite all of you to the next event for the European Super Campus with our 7th city. And the event, the forum will be in Salamanca in the end of October. And I want to invite all of you to our university, one of the first universities in Europe with more than 800 years located in an historical and beautiful city, Salamanca in Spain, with very good people. I invite all of you.
With the smiles I can see on the faces here, I think the whole technical team agree with you that we want to come to Spain, to Salamanca, to do that. Yes. So
and you enjoyed even the night. Salamanca is the best.
Okay.
Thank you.
Great. Thank you very much. Okay, so now we're going to Pavia before finally going to Turku. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you. Very interesting answers and really amazing challenge and really well organized challenge. So before to go to the final point, I want as well thank you all the participants, all the attending people here and on the web. Of course, our team and scientists that participated to this challenge, but also and even more all our organization, technical organization, Alberto, Giulia, Stefano, who was the promoter, Martina, all the technicians. Really, we found a great support. And it was really a pleasure to give our contribution to this event. So I want also to remind that to all of you that the next year there will be another, of course, EC2U science battle, always on the last Friday of September, during and within the European Research Night. Of course, the arena will be taken by other universities, so the University of Coimbra, the University of Iasi, the University of Vienna, and the University of Salamanca. Probably we will be involved as judges, and we will give our contribution to the organization, and everybody could contribute through questions. So this is really all from Pavia. We thank you all organization, and of course we are waiting for the final result with great attention. So the room goes for the final address to Turku. Turku.
Okay, welcome back to Turku for the final time. And yes, the results are in. And the trophy is also here. It says Science Battle Winner 2021. So now we are going to see who is going to get this magnificent trophy. So the winner for the first ever EC2U Science Battle of 2021 will compete in September 2023 in the finals with the winner of the Science Battle 2022 next year. And this trophy will go to the winner, which is the University of Pavia with 328 points. Congratulations to our friends in Pavia, and I want to thank our team Turku for coming second and playing so very well in this science battle. And also I want to thank our third team in Pattier with 314 points for playing so well with the first ever science battle for you. So thank you all. Have a wonderful evening and enjoy science. See you soon. Good night.
We're all winners. They're all winners.
Una da Fermi, una da